All right, welcome. There's some more students who will come, no? Okay. Welcome to Chartered Accountancy. You are now going to learn the second level. Achha, how many lectures of CA Inter are already done with you? Quite a few. What are the subjects that you all have already started learning? Accounts you have started. SM or FM? Both. Okay. Anything else? Costing? No. Indirect tax? No. You have any idea what I have come to teach? Very good. नाम मालूम है? नहीं. That means you are missing something in life. Let it get started. Acha, by the way, today was the first lecture. That is why I started at 1517. Henceforth, every lecture will start at sharp 1 and you have to be in class before 1 o'clock. Not at 1 o'clock, before 1 o'clock. Tell this to those friends of yours who are yet to come. Very good. Chaliye. So welcome to CA Intermediate. You all have already studied few subjects. So welcome is now, it's like thoda stale ho gaya abhi. Welcome bahut pehle ho gaya hoega. Today's lecture is majorly going to be introductory in nature. Humko over the next, I'll take about 140 hours. So I can't say number of days. If I am taking 4 hours ka lectures, so I'll take 35 lectures. Ab in between there are going to be some days when I am not there. So I can't define that in months or weeks. But number of hours are fixed for my subject. Approximately 140 hours is what I am going to teach you. Minimum 120, maximum 140. Abhi uske beech mein how better you grasp and how you are able to take it, it depends on that. I am not going to go fast only because there is a timeline in which I have to complete. Because if you don't understand, so it does not serve the purpose. At the same time, I am not going to be so slow. So we are going to maintain a speed in which you are all going to understand what is happening in class. If you observe carefully on the screen, we are going to have an introduction starting with the best point. Okay, you all seriously don't know? No problem. Okay, my name is Siddharth Surana. I am a qualified chartered accountant. लगता है शकल से? I am a qualified chartered accountant. I look very young and handsome. But I have been teaching CA students since the last 12 years. More than 25,000 qualified chartered accountants in the country have already been my students. 25,000 se zyada have already been my students over the last 12 years. I became a CA in 2011, but I started teaching 1 year before becoming CA from 2010. While I was studying for CA final, I was also teaching CA final students, and accordingly 11 years as a CA, 12 years as a professor. Over the years, in these many years, CA coaching ke andar, there have been some steps that I have taken. And I am the first person who started these things. After that, people followed. Start apan ne kiya tha, and then later people followed. For example, direct to home recorded video lectures. I started in 2013 when no one was aware of what is recorded lecture. Physical lectures were the only thing that used to work. Way back at that time, we started direct to home recorded lectures. First faculty in the country to do so. Now we know that the whole teaching profession, everyone is doing that. Online live lecture people came to know first time after the pandemic. Uske pehle no one was aware what is online live. I took online live lecture way back in 2017. At that time, even YouTube live feature was not there. YouTube ka live feature started very late. At that time, it was Facebook live or Facebook live pe I had taken a live lecture 2017 ke andar. But of course, with time, YouTube live started और अभी तो last 2.5 years से तो Zoom is on Zoom का ही धूम है. to be very honest. So I again started that. Then as far as teaching is concerned, first few years of my career, about first 4-5 years, I was teaching only students in South Mumbai. So I am basically born and brought up in South Mumbai, obnoxious townie by birth, baas marta hua South Mumbai kar. And I taught also students over there only. But when I started going to other cities for teaching, so today I take lectures in Ahmedabad, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, everywhere I go for physical lectures. South travel ke baad mein, I realized that students out there do not understand Hindi at all. South Indians. So when I am taking a class in Kerala, either I talk to them in English or I talk to them in Malayalam. Malayalam to aata. And very difficult language to learn also. I tried over the years though. That is when I realized that the lectures which we take in Mumbai, no, they are not going to work for them. They need lectures in English language, which is advisable also, because I don't know whether you realize this, but you have to learn in English, understand in English, talk to each other in English, appear for the exams in English medium unless you have opted for Hindi medium ka option which institute gives. No one, at least in this part of the country, no one takes that option. So you have to appear for the exams in English. After clearing Chartered Accountancy, you have to give your interviews in English, and then thereafter post-qualification work also, wherever you are doing professional assignments, you have to talk to people in English. And thus we started the concept of lectures in 2 languages, Hindi and English. So if you go to Delhi, Haryana, over there, Rajasthan teach करने के लिए, तो वहाँ पे गुजरात में we talk in Hindi, and then when we go to South, we talk in English. Good thing about Mumbai is that we can talk in Hindi, we can talk in English. और कुछ चाहिए? मला मराठी येते, आपला राज्याची भाषा आहे, आलीच पाहिजे, बराबर आहे. गुजराती आवडे छे, मारवाड़ी तो आपला गामड़ी भाषा है, मदर टंग है अपना. Mother tongue is called mother tongue because fathers are not allowed to talk. You know that, no? तो मारवाड़ी आता है, मलयालम भी सीख लिया, little bit Bengali, little bit Punjabi. Language is not a barrier. Point is that you have to understand the subject. So this is also one thing that I started. Then along with that, I also write 6 books per annum. I am also an author of textbooks, 6 books, 4 books for CA final per year and 2 books for CA intermediate. Which books I have written for you and which will be provided to you as a part of the classroom. वो introduction का last point, can you see point number 5? I will be talking more about that when I come to that study material wala part. For right now, point number 1, the most important of all, is going on. No? So we'll talk about that first. Then in due course we'll move on to. वैसे भी I told you that today majorly it is going to be introduction. We may towards the end of the lecture get some time to start the actual subject. वो देखा जाएगा at the end of the lecture. So 6 book total, 4 final ka and 2 inter ka. We have got you all know we have MCQs, no, in our exam, multiple choice ka questions. They are 30 marks of your syllabus. तो अपनी MCQ book के अंदर we have got more questions than anybody else in the country. In terms of quality and quantity, highest number of questions cover किया गया है. So similar book is made for you people also, subjective questions as well as MCQs. तो books भी लिखता हूँ, वो books आपको मिलेगा. It will be allotted to you. I think the copies I have already sent, लेकिन कुछ changes करके they have to give it to you. तो वो मिल जाएगा. So you need not worry, because over these many years, every attempt of CA exams, attempt after attempt, my students have scored exemption in direct tax. Now some of you all may not know what is exemption. Whenever you score 60 plus, नहीं 60 or more, plus मतलब 61. If you score exact 60, that is called an exemption. Some are like, sir 60 क्या बड़ा बात है? Sir in 12th standard I got sir 95 in accounts. So welcome to Chartered Accountancy. आओ कभी हवेली पे, you will come to know you scored 95 over there. Here reversing the digits and scoring is also difficult. This is Chartered Accountancy. Any person who is getting 75% marks is basically all India rank 1. This is Chartered Accountancy. This is an exam where only 5 out of 100 clear. Chartered Accountancy is not about kitna percentage. Chartered Accountancy is about pass hua kya. If you have been a very, very bright talent all your life, no, sir, I am the top ranker of my class in school and kala townie ki tarah, obnoxious townie ki tarah accent mein if you talk to me. So all that overconfidence will be killed by Chartered Accountancy. And even then, this is one of the best career decisions that you have taken. When I introduce CA Intermediate to you, when I introduce the subject and manner of learning, I'll talk more about the CA course also. So over the years, attempt after attempt, every attempt, May or November, देखो इंटर में तो क्या होता है मालूम है, डायरेक्ट टैक्स इज मिक्स्ड विद इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स एंड वी हैव अ पेपर ऑफ 100 मार्क्स. सो दैट वे डायरेक्ट टैक्स इज ओनली अ पेपर ऑफ 60 मार्क्स आउट ऑफ टोटल 100. अभी 100 मार्क्स के पेपर में दे गिव यू द मार्क्स अलॉटमेंट, दे डोंट गिव द बाइफर्केशन ऑफ 60 में से हाउ मच यू गॉट एंड 40 में से हाउ मच यू गॉट. तो इन इंटरमीडिएट इफ अ स्टूडेंट इज स्कोरिंग एग्जाम्शन और एवरीथिंग, दे कैन से कि सर नहीं मेरा जीएसटी वाज गुड, बट इन फाइनल डायरेक्ट टैक्स इज अ 100 मार्क पेपर, सो कंप्लीट सब्जेक्ट इज टॉट बाय मी ओनली. तो if anybody is scoring 60, 70, 80 marks, 80 भी क्रॉस हुआ है, if you are scoring that, that means it is one of the best results. And we have had students who are scoring in direct tax more than all India rank 1, 2 and 3 also. उससे ज्यादा, of course, there have been cases where all India rank 2 was my student, all India rank 3, rank 5, they were all my students. But honestly speaking, rank का credit fully goes to the student only. Logical enough. How can someone who is teaching one subject take credit for the rank? A class can take, because class is providing all the subjects, but one faculty cannot take credit of the rank, because pehli baat to by default the student is a very intelligent student, that is why you score a rank, you get rank by scoring good marks in all the subjects. So when can the faculty take credit? When a student has scored only passing marks in the other subjects and got 75, 80 in my subject, and because of my subject cleared the aggregate percentage of CA, that's possibly that occasion where I can take credit. And every attempt I'm telling you that happens. Sir, इतना खुद का इतना तारीफ करने का क्या जरूरत है? एक तो these are facts. Secondly, you don't need to worry about your subject direct tax. From now onwards, it is not your tension, it is my tension, and you don't need to worry about it at all. We are not going to keep minimum targets. Don't be a minimum guy. देखा है? नहीं? You don't know what I was talking about. Don't be a minimum guy. That's a web series. Family Man. You all watch web series? Bollywood movies? No? So we are Taiwanese. We only watch Hollywood. थोड़ा web series. मिर्जापुर देखा? If you have not watched मिर्जापुर, you are missing something in life. Your life का सबसे बेस्ट पार्ट you are missing in life. I am telling you. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. अभी one day, you know, we'll do one thing. We'll start Amazon Prime in my laptop. इधर प्रोजेक्टर के ऊपर का और कुछ काम धंधा बचा नहीं है, इधर प्रोजेक्टर के ऊपर we will start playing web series. That day everyone will come on time. ठीक है, तो you don't worry. Your subject is now my tension. अभी के लिए as far as myself is concerned, this much is good enough. बाकी जैसे जैसे चैप्टर्स आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे, I will keep on saying good things about myself. If I am asked to make a resume in my hobbies, I will write praising myself. So, and I always believe you should praise yourself, because बुराई करने के लिए तो there are plenty of people in the market. So always say good things about yourself, because when you genuinely believe you are good, then only you can, or you will be able to convince people that you are good. So always say good things about yourself. That is as far as I am concerned. So you need not worry about, because like you, thousands have already come and gone. Okay. So don't worry about that. Let's talk about CA Intermediate. With the kind of confidence you all are saying or showing about the things that I am saying, I think you all already have some idea of CA Intermediate, especially because some of you all have also already started studying some of the subjects. So I will keep it a little fast, but in case you don't understand, tell me. Subject has not started. Okay. CA Inter is divided into two groups, Group 1 and Group 2. And both groups have 4 papers. So you have paper 1, कौन सा accounts? Paper 2 is law. Paper 3, cost and management account. Paper 4 is what we are going to deal with today. Paper 4 is your subject called taxation. All of them are 100 marks each. So that's 100 into 4, 400 marks. So in this 100 mark ka paper taxation, we have got direct tax for 60 marks and we have got indirect tax for 40 marks. So that together comprises of your total of 100 marks, and I am sure you all are aware of that. Likewise, if we go to group 2, we still have 4 papers in group 2. Now look how intelligent ICAI is. They call this paper 5. So confusion नहीं होना चाहिए. If you say paper 1, the confusion होएगा, sir group 1 का paper 1 के group 2 का paper 1. तो ICAI got no chill. They say सीधा पेपर 5. हाँ, hashtag tag life. सीधा ये सब मालूम है तुमको, the things that I'm speaking? Very good. All this is required, because otherwise taxation is a very very dry and boring subject. And 4 hours का lecture मतलब you will be like, sir, from tomorrow onwards whether I bring my stationery or no, मैं definitely तकिया चद्दर तो लेके ही क्लास में आए. Okay. So paper 5 advanced accounting, ठीक है. We have paper 6 कौन सा? Auditing. Paper 7 is your EIS SM Enterprise Information System. CAs are expected to know computers also. That is why I was telling you that this is the best course of life that you have chosen. There cannot be any other course, professional course in the country or in the world which gives you such a 360-degree all-round knowledge. Whether when you start earning, you want to earn money by doing your own business or profession, by being an entrepreneur where people are working under you, or you don't want to take risk, you want fixed payment and want to work for other people, that is as an employee, salaried employee, whatever you do in life. Where to bring money from, where to put it, how to use your money, everything CA का course will teach you. You join your family business. There are some students who say, sir, मेरे को क्या जरूरत है? My family has got crores of rupees annual income, but you should know how to manage that income also. And probably this is the only course that will give you that knowledge. No other course. Not because I am a chartered accountant, but because that is the truth. And you will realize this very, very soon. Paper 8, आपका financial management and economics. As of now, जब तक वो new course, proposed new course is not full-fledgedly into place, which we don't believe that it will happen in the near future. You all are supposed to give the May 23 CA intermediate exams. तब तक के लिए तो this is only going to be your syllabus and this is only what you are supposed to study. So there are these 100 into 4 and 100 into 4. 8 papers that you have to give. So फिर why are you worried? 10th standard में how many papers you gave? 10 हो गया महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्ड. अच्छा ICSE CBI 10. आई एम अ स्टेट बोर्ड स्टूडेंट. अभी इसमें भी ना टुडेज जनरेशन स्टेट बोर्ड में कोई पढ़ता है. अरे आई एम फार मोर सक्सेसफुल देन सम ऑफ माई फ्रेंड्स एंड कोलीग्स ओवर फ्रॉम ICSE and CBS. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय स्टेट बोर्ड? स्टेट बोर्ड स्टूडेंट्स आर व्हाट? कुछ भी, बट पीयर प्रेशर है स्टेट बोर्ड. आई हैड इन माई 10th स्टैंडर्ड बोर्ड एग्जाम्स इंग्लिश, हिंदी, मराठी, 3 languages. Then we had one paper of algebra, one paper of geometry. So that together made 150 marks, 75. Maths. तो 5 पेपर हुआ, algebra, geometry separate. We had science 1, science 2. 6, 7. And in social studies, we had history, civics का 1 paper, geography, economics का 1 paper. We gave total 9 papers. In Maharashtra State Board, my time. My time means many years ago. 18-19 साल पहले. Maharashtra State Board. And इधर तो 8 papers है. Why are you worried? I am sure एक ना एक बार तो सर ने बोला होगा. You are chartered accountants, only formality is left. बराबर है ना? क्या formality है? 8 papers. You know already 4 तो you have cleared also. You all have all cleared foundation, no? Anybody who is yet to give foundation coming here for time pass? No. 4 you have cleared, 8 you have to, and then similarly 8 papers in CA final, and you have a professional degree with you. Okay. Once you tell anyone no that I am a chartered accountant, automatically the way people look at you will change. People perceive you, people look at you with someone with extreme knowledge, extreme intelligence. और होगा ही ना. CAs know financial accounting, how to record transactions. CAs know cost accounting, how to decide whether I do business or no, whether this particular business is going to make sense or not make sense. Even if you don't want to do business for yourself, there will be people who will take your advice whether I should start this business. Only you can advise, because CA will calculate in this business how much you have to invest and how much you will get. Only you are taught that. That is costing. How much you have to invest, how much you will get that. And then where to get that money from, in how many years you will recover, all that is फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट. तो 3 accounting. After you do the transaction, you record the transaction. Means अपना जो financial account है ना, which you are learning from 11, that's actually the third stage account. First stage is costing, whether I do this or no. Second is financial management, where do I get the money to do this? And once you do the transaction, then comes financial accounting, where you have to record your transaction. After that is done, what is the tax impact of that transaction? How much direct tax I have to pay? How much indirect tax I have to pay? All the accounts are now in a computerized. And कौन करता है पेपर के ऊपर account? Who does that? Who's that? No one. Everyone does accounting in computers. So how do these computer accounting softwares and systems work? CA का course will teach you all that. That is somewhere your EIS wala paper where you are going to be taught accounting in a computerized environment. So there is nothing which CA course will not teach you. ये पहला advantage about the knowledge that you are gaining. Because this knowledge, whatever you choose as a career, CA बनने के बाद में you can become singer, dancer, actor. ऐसा कोई prohibition नहीं है. Education is one thing and profession is another thing. You can become a singer, dancer, actor. But over there also when you earn crores of rupees, no? What to do with that money and how to deal with people, that this course only is going to teach you. So, knowledge. Second, respect. We all want that. सबको चाहिए हाँ respect. Though people say कि नहीं मेरे को पैसा दे दो then मेरा इज्जत ले लो. It does not work that way. Everyone wants respect. This course is going to give you that. Third, respect मिल गया. Respect का कितना respect करेगा लाइफ में? After a point you also need knowledge मिल गया, respect मिल गया. Now you want something और बोला नहीं सर हो गया बस. Money, this course will give you. This course will give you. So 10 years ago I did not have money to buy first class ka railway pass. And last 5 years I have not sat in local train. I travel by my car only wherever I have to go. What helped me to do so? This course. The amount of financial independence this course will give you. No other course can do that for you. कोई नहीं कर सकता. होगा मेडिकल में, इंजीनियरिंग में, एमबीए में, वेरी मच पॉसिबल. यू नो हाउ मेनी इयर्स इट टेक्स टू बिकम अ डॉक्टर? 10 years तक तो यू आर स्टूडेंट डॉक्टर के अंदर. I don't know how many years. By the time you actually become a proper doctor, तब तक तो it is like you yourself need a doctor. Seriously. If I talk about engineering and MBA colleges, you have any idea about the fees they charge? 4 years ka engineering, 20, 30, 40 lakh rupees. That's only the college fees. उस college में admission के लिए first you have to go to that Kota wala city or enroll for any of these coaching classes. Lakhs and lakhs of rupees is their coaching fees. Coaching class में भी admission के लिए you have to give some entrance exam. उसका अलग coaching होता है. Lol. MBA. My brother did MBA from a college called Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. By any chance, if you've heard the name of that institute, ISB Hyderabad. 1 year MBA, 43 lakh rupees का fee. Financial management start नहीं हुआ. You studied little bit of capital budgeting also. Capital budgeting you have studied. You know what is net present value. Yes, surprising and very happy. कि my example is going to work then. I can give you this example. When he first paid 20 lakh for engineering, civil engineer, carpenter, mistri, civil engineer, mistri. Then he did MBA. After engineering, na, MBA करना is as important as मरने के बाद में श्राद्ध. It doesn't serve any purpose, but you have to do it. 20 lakhs for engineering, 43 lakh for MBA, and plus those children who stay away from home, no, they get more pampering. Fact है ना? Fact. जो दूर है वो प्यारा है. हाँ. I asked him, when will your present value be positive? Today, if he gets a job, he has a job of 30-40 lakh rupees ka per annum ka salary. See, 50% is going in paying education loan. Money is getting deducted in the form of tax. The take home amount is very less. CA ka course is that possibly only course with the least possible financial investment. Financial investment इसमें कुछ है ही नहीं, honestly speaking. Maximum that you pay is your coaching fees. Coaching is optional. Coaching is not compulsory. वो बात अलग है that without coaching you cannot become a CA because some of the subjects are so complicated. Unless you are an Einstein or a Newton that you can understand things, all the theories on your own, or you can find out your own theories. Unless and until you are having those abilities, you can't learn these subjects on your own. Coaching is the only fees, though it is optional. Institute का है क्या 8-10 हजार रुपया दे चार्ज, एग्जाम का 2-3 thousand rupees दे चार्ज. इंस्टीट्यूट you keep on giving exams, that is your choice. बोला सर next attempt, CA come again. या फुल फॉर्म ही बदल देता है कोई CA. That is your choice. Okay. Otherwise, institute का fees is not too much. So financial investment is hardly anything in CA. CA requires investment of mind, body, blood, sweat. If you are willing to squeeze everything out of you over the next few years, then you are the boss of your own life for the rest of your life. Today I want to spend 1 lakh rupee, 5 lakh rupee, 10 lakh rupee, 1 rupee or any amount. I don't need anybody's permission. Why? CA. Knowledge, respect, financial independence. पैसा कमाना नहीं बोल रहा. I am saying financial independence. I don't have to see the price tag of anything before buying. Why? CA. Of course, hard work of a number of years required. After 12 years also, every morning I am up at 4:30 because 7 o'clock to CA final का lecture start. So, I earlier used to stay in Charni Road. Now I stay in Lal Bagh. अभी लाल बाग से मुलुंड if I have to reach for 7 o'clock का lecture in the morning, 40 minutes का drive लगता है. 6 o'clock I have to leave my house. I have to get up at 4:30. Hard work you have to do till you die. You stop working only when you want to die. But उस hard work का जो result है ना, वही capital budgeting है ना. Invest and get returns. CA में that NPV becomes positive far better and far earlier than any other course. यहाँ का IRR है ना सबसे high है. If you understand in the language of capital budgeting. Okay, so 43 lakh rupees MBA करके जो return मिल रहा है, that is not worth it. My CA बनने का exam total expense. If I start from PE1, in our days that used to be PE1, then CPT came. तो PE1 से लगाकर CA final तक, if I add all my coaching class fees, if I add all the institute का fees, all the exam fees, I add the stationery का cost also. Over the 4-5 years, I must have purchased notebooks, pen. Total cost 1,10,000 or 1,25,000. 12,000 में foundation, मतलब P1 का coaching होता था, 35,000 में inter का and 40,000 में final CA का coaching, all subjects. It's been so many years. थोड़ा सा inflation का adjustment आएगा, अगर उस टाइम पे 1,25,000 तो आज 3-4 लाख रुपीस टोटल, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. And this much you will recover even before becoming CA. You know how? After you clear CA intermediate and before you give your CA final, you have to work under a chartered accountant for practical training known as articleship. You are aware of that? Every month you will be paid stipend. Some people of CA final, some students, they criticize क्या जिंदगी है रे, सुबह सुबह उसका काम करने का. Think about it. He is teaching you everything, still paying for it. Imagine karo if you have to pay him for learning practical. You've joined the coaching class, you're getting trained for your exams, you paid for it. He is giving you practical knowledge. How does a CA office work? How does income tax department work? How does the GST department work? He is giving you practical knowledge and still paying you for that. Depends on the type of firm that you join. Mumbai ka firms will start paying you anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 per month first year mein. Starting. Very big firm, if you join, so they pay 8,000-10,000 also per month. Starting. And second year mein they increase it. Third year mein big four ka students get 20,000-25,000 rupees per month. Last year of article, they are almost started accountant, the exam dena baki. And during that period only you will recover your cost of becoming CA. Your net present value will become positive even before you qualify. Supposingly you don't count articleship stipend का money आता. Supposingly वो आपका training का ऐसे you are getting it. Don't count that. CA बनते ही I recovered my cost of becoming CA in 3 months. 3 months. वो 43 lakh rupees recover कब हुए? Yes, there are people who get attracted. Oh, your CA is so difficult, so difficult, so difficult. Let's go for MBA. First of all, that is not easy. Secondly, MBA is good only if you do it from a good college. Otherwise, there are MBAs in every household. In Marwadi community, people do MBA only for making good marriage ka biodata. Your value increases. What does your child do? MBA. Aata kuch nahi. MBA. Master of bad activities. Okay. And the amount of money that you spend for that. Okay. So, in terms of everything, I am telling you, this is the best decision. One bad news. मेहनत बहुत लग and बहुत means बहुत is also a very small word. The amount of hard work that you will have to do is crazy. I don't want to show you a good picture by saying, hey, CA तो कितना easy है, इतना जल्दी. I don't believe in fooling people. It is a very difficult course, and you get respect by doing difficult things. Okay, easy काम करके no one on the planet has got respect. Very difficult course. The next 5 years of your life are going to be possibly the toughest years of your life. Those years in which you have done maximum hard work in your life. But once you cross these 5 years, no, मतलब मेरे कहने का मतलब ये है कि you are sitting on this side, no, of the camera. इसलिए life will be difficult. The moment you clear these 5 years and come on this side, you come to know that this is the best life that you could have chosen for yourself. So congratulations, you should give a big round of applause to yourself for choosing a course like Chartered Accountancy. घर पे जाके अभी class में you can clap for yourself when you are alone, but that's the truth that you have taken a very good decision. Whoever has told you to do this, whoever guided you, अब I am meeting you directly first time CA intermediate के अंदर. So there must have been someone who motivated you before today. That person deserves to be thanked. Next 5 years, तुम उसको गाली देने वाले. You are going to abuse that person every morning, every evening. क्या सर 1 to 9 का लेक्चर है जिंदगी. Next 5 years, you are going to curse that person. But after these 5 years, you will thank that person every day. I am telling you. Okay. So, in CA intermediate, we have 2 groups, 400, 400 each. Do you know what is the passing marks per subject? 40. कोई 50 बोलता है, कोई 40 बोलता है. Per subject, you have to score 40 marks. 39 is fail, 40 is pass. Okay. So, supposingly I get 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40 in all 8 papers. That's 40 into 8, 320. I have passed all the subjects individually. I have still failed. In aggregate, you still have to score 50%. Now, if you give all 8 papers together, so 800 में से 400. And if you give one group at a time, so you have given 400, so you have to score 200, but in every paper minimum. So, it can't be this that, sir, I got 90 marks in this. I got 90 in this. Sir, I got 90 in paper 4. I got 39 in this. 200 to ho gaya na. But you have not passed. Because clearing ka double criteria. Per subject, 40 minimum and aggregate 50 minimum. So, how do you exploit this for your benefit? We are chartered accountancy. We know how to exploit numbers, and if we don't, we are chartered accountants. We know how to exploit numbers, and if we don't, then I am telling you how to exploit these numbers. 4 papers in group 1. Which subject are you good at? What's your name? Tanay. Accounts mein you are good. Accounts mein 80. हो गया. टैक्स में 60. No problem. 40 तो minimum you need. Now you check, have you fulfilled both the criteria? Yes, sir. Have you scored 40 in all the subjects? And you have scored 50% aggregate? Yes. So you have cleared this group. Same thing you will have to do for the group 2 also. Again, you are good in accounts. तो चलो 80 I am taking here also. 40 in all the others. Have you scored 40 in all the papers? Aggregate 50. Have you fulfilled this cumulative word का meaning? You have to do both. Have you fulfilled this cumulative criteria?
Yes, sir.
You've cleared both groups. You have cleared both groups. You have cleared CA intermediate. Welcome to CA final. But only an example. This is not going to happen. Still group 1 you have cleared because individual also done and aggregate also done. In group 2 you have failed in one subject. Correct? You will have to give the full group again. If you fail only one subject also, you have to give the full group again, except any subject where you have scored 60 or above, and this is called an exemption. An exemption is a case where you score 60 and above. Then if you fail in any other paper, normal rule is one subject fail, give the full group. One subject fail, give the full group. That group. So if you fail here, you don't have to give group 1 again. That group you have to give again. But except those subjects where you have an exemption means 60 or more. So accounts you don't have to give. Matlab this group is done. Here accounts you don't have to give, but 3 papers you will have to give only because of 1 mark. You wasted 6 months of your life. So have we understood 2 things at one go? Ek to passing criteria ka cumulative condition, individual subject 40, aggregate 50. Second, what do you mean by an exemption in direct tax? मेरा marketing slogan है, exemption after exemption, attempt after attempt. Highest number of exemptions across the country. Slogan. Is that understood meaning of exemption and all? Okay. Sometimes some students have a couple of queries, तो वो भी clarify कर देता हूं. Then I will finish my discussion on CA intermediate, then come to my subject taxation, manner of learning, study material, everything. Okay. Some students have this doubt, sir, I should give one group or both groups. Because I can pass the groups individually also. Okay. But in the group I have to give all 4. ऐसा नहीं कि sir, can I give one paper this time, then one paper, मतलब 8 attempts तक 4 years तक you are giving exam. नहीं, वो नहीं होएगा ना. That is not possible. Are you with me? But can you give one group at a time? So, how many of you all contemplating this, sir, one करके we will give, तो easy रहेगा ना? नहीं? Now understand some more maths. थोड़ा और maths. Let me give you some more maths for those who have this doubt, sir, one group or both groups. Supposingly your group 1 ka total is 210 and you have cleared all the papers. So 40 individually and aggregate ka the 200 you can see also. And group 2 ka total is 190. All the subjects you have 40. ऐसा कोई नहीं है कि 39 है. All subjects you have 40. But still total is 190 and therefore you are not meeting this second criteria. But total of group 1 and group 2 is 400, exact 400. So in aggregate you are meeting the criteria. That's the advantage of giving both the groups together. If you ever ask me, sir, one group ke both group, I'll give you 2 tight slaps first. That's not something that a good student will ask also. First thing. Second thing, you have an advantage of giving both groups. Intergroup set off. Third, you want to get a rank. ये सब बात जो we are doing no, ये चिंदी, these are for stupid people. Sir, what is the passing marks? You are not here for passing marks. We have clearly laid down our target to be an exemption. How can you even think of passing marks? That's not our target. समझा क्या? Sir, I want to get a rank. I want a rank. And for getting a rank, you have to give both groups together. Because, supposingly you give only one group, you get 100 in all the 4 papers. Total is 400. Obviously, you have passed. Next attempt, 100 in all the 4 papers of group 2 because last time you gave only group 1, no? You passed. You cleared CA Inter. Same criteria, all that I am discussing, no? Same criteria for CA final because there also we have 8 papers. But you can't get a rank. Despite being the highest across the country, इससे ज़्यादा marks no one can get. You can't get a rank. For rank, you have to give all the 8 papers at one go. Then only you get a rank, otherwise you don't get a rank. Anybody who got a rank in foundation? अच्छा अभी निकाल दिया ना, foundation में it is removed. Now, till CPT they used to give, that also some years ago they stopped. Starting में they used to give 30 ranks. तभी I got 19 उस टाइम पे, first ever CPT. Okay. तभी अकाउंट सर ने सिखाया. हाँ, for if you may not be knowing, you know this or you don't know this. हाँ, हाँ. In 2006 सर ने सिखाया था अकाउंट्स. ओके, उस टाइम पे आई गॉट अ रैंक, बट आई थिंक दे डिसकंटिन्यूड रैंक्स. तो अभी खाली वो मार्क्स होता है 300 प्लस या 350 प्लस. दैट इज हाउ मार्केटिंग ऑफ कोचिंग क्लासेस वर्क दीस डेज. नो, इंटर में तो यू कैन गेट रैंक्स, यू कैन कम इन द टॉप 50 स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ द कंट्री ओनली व्हेन यू गिव both groups together, otherwise you will not get a rank. I think we have had enough discussion. I am not even going to now discuss with you कि sir one group or 2 groups. If you ask me this question next time, मैं discuss बाद में, पहले I will give you 2 tight slap, then I will tell you, repeat your question. Is that clear? Now second question also arises is that, let's talk about this student here. Has an exemption in accounts, but still has to give 3 papers. Assuming that ये marks same है, so is cleared the first group. When you give these 3 papers, how will your total be calculated? Next attempt के अंदर. Next attempt में obviously 40, 40, 40 you still have to get. So supposingly you get 40 here, 40 here, 40 here. This 80 will be added to check that aggregate. So this 80 is carried forward to the next attempt. Plus this. So now, have you scored? Individual and aggregate both? So cleared in the next attempt. Supposingly, God forbid, this is not applicable to students of our class. Our class, rank. But in case there is some student, the second attempt may be 39. So no problem. Still has to give the group again, except paper 5, exemption, carry forward. 3 attempts tak you can carry forward your exemption. That's the significance and importance of an exemption. Some students have this doubt also. Sir, ये जो second time बैठा ना, again he got 39 here. उस time पे I got 60 over here. Is that possible? 80 is carried forward. See, pay attention. 80 is carried forward. इसका again 39. इसका 60 and इसका 40. You may have covered your aggregate. But unfortunately, because of that one paper where you are failing again and again, you still have not cleared this group. And will you have to give the group again? Sir, अभी क्या मेरे को only these 2? नहीं, sorry यार, bad news. You will have to choose that you want to continue this exemption or you want to take this exemption. You will have to choose between them. You want to continue your accounts का exemption and next time this paper you will have to give again. Or you want to take this exam, बोला accounts तो मेरा अच्छा है sir, I will give it again. But this paper I want an exemption. So you will have to take this exemption and surrender this. Only exception being if you get both exemptions together in the same exam. Same exam में मिला. So paper 5 80, paper 7 60. But paper 6 is 39. Do you have to give the group again? How many papers? 2 papers. You can carry forward both of them because both came together. So if I have to translate that in English, you can carry forward your exemption for 3 attempts, provided you get them in one sitting if they are multiple exemptions. So this 80 and this 60, if they are in different attempts, then you can carry forward only one of them. All this discussion is not applicable to you. You all are rank holders. This is not applicable to you. Is this also something that you are going to talk to me about? No. Our target is going to be, we can't target 50. We can't. कोई को बोलता है, sir, if I target 50 in all the papers, 40 तो आ ही जाएगा, but that won't serve the purpose. No, 40 if you get in all the papers. Your target should be minimum 65 to 70 marks per subject if you think you are weak in that subject. And there are always going to be some subjects in which you are stronger than the other subjects. It's all about specialization after a point. In the stronger subjects, your target should be minimum 75 to 80. Now, all 5 fingers are not same. Some student may be good in account, somebody may be good in tax, and some are like, sir, abhi padhai kuch nahi hai, so I am same in all. No. When subjects will process, then I will come to know that which subject I am good, which subject I am bad. Point to wo bhi right. It is very much sensible and understandable. Aap samjha kya? Okay. So, we are going to target this in our CA intermediate. Subjects 8 नहीं है, papers 8 है. Correct, no? In in taxation, there are 2 papers. In EISSM, there are 2 papers. In FM Eco, there are 2 papers. So that way subject 9 हो जाता है. 9 नहीं, 8 plus 3, 11 हो जाता है. But papers you have to give only 8. Okay. Now I talk about the next point in my introductory class, that is taxation. Faculty हो गया. CA intermediate का discussion, what is our target, how is your syllabus placed, वो हो गया. Let's talk about this subject called taxation. Taxation as a subject in your exam. Actual studies nahi. As a subject in your exam. Do we already know that in CA intermediate, we have paper 4, taxation of 100 marks, and we already gave that breakup. 60-40, 60 marks direct tax that I will be doing, and 40 marks indirect tax that someone else will be doing with you. Matlab basically out of 800 I am there to teach only 60 marks. That way if you think, so sir, you to don't even have 10% role in our life, then you are making a very big mistake. Because today or tomorrow, sooner or later, you have to go there. Anybody out here will like, sir, I don't want to be CA Tane, I want to be CA Inter Tane. Ultimately, you want to clear CA final also, no? Same system, 2 groups of 4 papers each. Though they propose to remove 2 subjects from CA final, costing and law. But till the time that proposal is not passed, everyone, tali bajate, wow. But they have not given any further announcement thereafter. Okay. So till the time they are not removed, 8 papers, 2 groups, same system as CA intermediate. उसमें जो group 2 है, so paper 5, 6, 7, 8, paper number 7, direct tax, 100 marks, and paper number 8, indirect tax, 100 marks. In your entire chartered accountancy career, giving exams will stop with these last 2 papers. That means the taxation that you have here for 100 marks will come again for 200 marks. The DT that you are studying here for 60 marks, you have to study it again for 100 marks. And this IDT that you are studying here for 40 will come again for 100. My focus right now is going to discuss with you DT and IDT only, but for a brief moment, I want to also introduce paper 6 to you in CA final. Paper 6 in CA final is a paper called elective. So they have given some 4-5 options, and you have to choose any one of them. Group 1, all papers are compulsory. Paper 1 is accounts, then SFM, financial management, audit law, compulsory papers. Paper 5, that's the first paper of group 2, costing. Till now it is not removed, so it is compulsory. These 2 are compulsory. But in paper 6, you can't call it optional. You don't have the option of not giving it. Some are like, sir, optional hai to nahi deta hu. Nahi. Optional means you have to give the paper from a list of subjects they will give, you can choose. There is an option called global financial reporting standards. There is an option called capital markets. There is an option called economic laws. There is an option called risk management. One of the options is a subject called international tax. Paper 6C. So paper 6 has 6 A, B, C, D, E, F. Usme se you choose. 6C is international tax. 6D is economic law. You choose whichever subject you want. In case this is your choice, so 300 marks ka tax. But that's an option. So you may or may not choose. We'll talk about it when you come to CA final. How does it affect you right now? But this is compulsory, no? This everyone has to study, no? So effectively, if you check your total CA का study life, 400 in foundation, 800 and 800, that makes a total of 2000. ये 2000 में से 300 marks, I am ignoring, चलो, I am ignoring international tax. But 300 marks का taxation you still have to study compulsory, which makes it about 15% of your CA course. And what is the role of taxation in your study life? या what is your role in taxation life? आप समझो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं? The moment you come across the word tax, the first person that comes in your imagination is a chartered accountant. The moment you come across the word yoga, can you imagine one person? Or no one? Can you imagine someone? The moment you read the word or hear the word yoga? कौन? The moment you come across the term फुटपाथ वाले भाई, very clever, very sharp. The moment you come across the name King Khan, correct or no? The moment you come across the term God of cricket, very clever. The moment you come across the word tax, CA, first person that will come in your imagination is a CA. First person whom you will go and ask your doubt is a CA. India में taxation is from birth till death. I will talk about that also. पैदा हुआ ना उस दिन you start paying tax, and मरने तक you have to pay tax. And for all these taxes and their management, their compliance, time पे pay करने का, time पे if you don't pay then you have to pay interest, penalty, all those things. Whose consultation, whose help, whose support you will be requiring? No one but a CA. आप समझा क्या? तो मित्रों, this is a very, very important subject in your life. As a practicing chartered accountant, you have to choose two areas of practice. One area is audit. The moment you come across the term auditor also, no, first person that will come in your imagination is a CA, because the signature of a chartered accountant is more powerful than the signature of the Prime Minister. I am not saying that. Prime Minister himself said that your signature is more powerful than my signature. Because once you sign a financial statement, once you sign a balance sheet, so कोई को बोलता है सर हमारा टैली नहीं होता साइन करके. Once you sign a balance sheet, सुनो, shareholders will trust that signature. Investors who are proposing to invest in that company will trust. Government will trust that if the company is showing a loss, it is a loss-making company. Yeah, if the company is showing a profit, it is a profit-making company. CA, alphabets of trust, ऐसा बोला जाता है. आप समझे क्या? So that's audit. What is audit? You check whether the accounts are right or no, whether the accounts are showing a true and fair view. That's one area of practice. Yeah, option 2, come and practice in taxation. Audit में nature of work is clerical, मतलब you don't need brains, you just need to do work. बस check bill, check entry, bill entry, bill entry, bill entry, whether the entries are correct or not. But the benefits are, wherever there is an audit assignment, you get free travel, free food, the clients are going to pay. So those perquisites are attached with your audit ka assignment. In tax, you can sit at one place and do all your work. You don't need to travel, but you get to use your brain. Which area you want to choose as practice, that you can decide later. You have to study both subjects, audit and tax. Now problem is that students don't take taxation very seriously in inter, then they regret in final. Especially direct tax. So what happens here is, IDT is 40. It is ridiculously easy. Even a fool can get 30, 35 out of 40. You don't know anything. You just write random answers. IDT is very, very easy. In terms of size and in terms of difficulty levels, direct tax is 3 or 4 times in comparison with IDT. So what happens is, people study this seriously, little seriously, you can get full 40. So they are like 40 to idhar ho jayega. Then aggregate I will manage. I am good in accounts. Aggregate I will manage somewhere else. But don't take the pain of this subject. Big mistake. Because this same subject, here you will not get the benefit of IDT. You understood? Okay. Maximum people study DT kitna malum hai in inter? They're like, sir, 40 to I'll get in IDT. 5-10 marks extra DT mein I will get. ताकि 50 का aggregate बनाए. Because they don't take DT seriously there, they face huge difficulties when they come in CA final. Of course, I try to make it as easy as possible, but they face difficulties. Okay. What is the portion of income tax? What is income tax? Your direct tax ka subject has got only one law, income tax. Supposingly, this is the whole law, starting from the first section to the last section. At least you all know that every law will be divided in parts, and those parts are called sections, because foundation mein you all had law, no? So sections, very huge matlab endless. I'm telling you, hum khatam ho jata hai, subject khatam nahi hota. Huge subject, biggest subject in terms of size in CA final, and one of the biggest in CA intermediate also. Only half of that is a part of CA inter. Only 50% of your income tax law is a part of your syllabus. In this 50% also, you know, koi chapter mein institute has made announcement. For example, there is a chapter called business profession. Institute has made an announcement that these big sections of business profession will not be kept in inter ka syllabus. Study them for final. Means first of all, full portion is to not there only. And what is there, usme se bhi some sections are deleted. That's your CA inter. But here, because people have IDT to support them, they don't take it seriously. And now, do you want to know what is the CA final direct tax ka syllabus? Some are like, sir, yehi hoega na? Nahi, ye to hai. This is there, obviously. You know what is the portion of CA final direct tax? Yeah. This is the portion of CA final direct. In other words, this part that you study in CA inter, every word that I teach you in income tax from today till the completion of your syllabus, every word is a part of CA final portion also. Now choice is yours. Some are like, sir, with the inter ke liye we are learning to focus on IDT and we will clear this subject. So fair enough. That's one way in which you learn. But you are taking a risk. You're playing dangerously. Because whatever you don't take seriously today, it is going to cost you tomorrow. And if you genuinely care for your own career, to kya karne ka? Everything that I teach you here, you are learning it for CA inter. Also tell yourself, inter ke saath mein this will be useful for me even at CA final level, because final ka portion is this extra part, of course, but this entire part of intermediate is also repeated. Here you can take shelter behind IDT. There IDT will not come to your rescue. Minimum 40 to you will have to score, no. And over there to it becomes bigger responsibility of you and me. Here kya hai malum hai, if any student is scoring exemption, bola sir 40 to I got in IDT, to DT mein to itna hi. How will you find out? But in final, the marks are completely under your and my control. No, together you and me have to decide how much to score. So all the more important ho jata hai यहाँ पे discuss करना with students that you will have to take every word of this seriously. This will also contribute to your final ka marks. And how is taxation important in your life? 300 marks. I am not counting the elective paper international tax for the time being, but 300 marks out of your entire CA studies ka career are dedicated to taxation marks. So exam ka importance and real life mein to tax word equal to chartered accountant. If there is someone who knows tax, it is a chartered accountant. आप समझा क्या? So please take this subject taxation very seriously, both DT and IDT. I am not saying disrespect IDT or don't take IDT. No one is going to do that anyways, because that is something that once something is easy and you score marks also, you automatically start liking it. The problem comes when you come to the difficult things. प्रॉब्लम ये भी होता है that when you sit down for self classes have to get over one day, then one day you will sit down for self study to start the easy subject. easy अरे यार direct tax is so big and difficult, चलो बात मैं करता हूँ. There is people finish eco, people finish SM also, but they come to direct tax and last में ना, now there is too much pressure and difficult चीज handle करने के लिए the pressure is so high that you are not able to handle it. Idea is this: when you sit for self study and ask any rank holder, I am telling you, two things ka you have to be careful. One, if I take a 4-hour class, you just turn the pages of the book now. You will need 15 minutes to revise whatever I did throughout the day. 15 minutes, mazak nahi kar raha hu. In 15 minutes, you will be able to revise everything. Today, so that 15 minutes also will not be required because actual subject matter pe we may not reach also for whatever time we have. But after today, no, I am telling you, 15 minutes. Ask any rank holder, one thing they will always tell you, that you can't wait till the last day. After your coaching gets over, then you say that I'll sit at home and study. वो study होएगा ही नहीं. You have to study from day one. First day say you have to start studying. That's one thing. And second, you have to revise regularly. Today you study and 15 days you don't study, no? Everything will go out of your brain. You have to finish your studies, then you have to finish your revision, then you have to give test papers. Only then you are fit for your exam. You have to regularly revise. Otherwise, you will not be able to do justice to yourself. Okay? So my request, requesting is not a part of my nature, but because you all are very young kids, इसलिए मैं ऐसे प्यार से बात करने के लिए I'm requesting. Please revise daily. Please. Because that will make things easy for you and me both. And if you are not regularly revising, then it will clearly show up. एक second में I will catch you. I can look at your face and find out. 12 years ऐसे नहीं हुआ है, बाल काला से सफेद हो गया, ऐसे ही नहीं हुआ है. समर लेके दिख नहीं रहा. I can make out एक second के अंदर what is your level. Then you will see my wrong side. And आप प्रे करो कि वो रॉन्ग साइड बाहर. इंटर के एक्चुअली स्टूडेंट्स के सामने वैसे भी वेदर इंटर और फाइनल इट डज नॉट कम आउट बिकॉज आई नो यू ऑलरेडी हैव मल्टीपल प्रेशर्स इन योर लाइफ. पहले तो वो, एंड सेकेंडली आफ्टर गेटिंग मैरिड ऑटोमेटिकली है ना, वो अपना जो बिहेवियर होता है वैसे बाय डिफॉल्ट इट हैज टू बिकम सॉफ्ट बिकॉज बीइंग हार्ड इज नॉट इवन एन ऑप्शन नाउ. ओके, तो एंड तीसरा आफ्टर आई हैड अ बेबी, उसके बाद में तो ऑटोमेटिकली यू कांट शाउट इन फ्रंट ऑफ किड्स एनीवेज, नहीं तो दे विल लर्न दैट ओनली. हाँ, उसकी मम्मी मारती है मेरे को तभी वो चलता है, बट आई कांट शाउट बिकॉज बच्चा क्या सीखेगा. करेक्ट है. बट if you don't revise and come, I will not tolerate. Think about it that way. If I get angry, I am increasing my own blood pressure. But for the interest of your career, that is also important. So please make sure you revise daily and you revise at regular intervals. At any stage on any day, I can and I will take a surprise test on any subject. और अगर नहीं किया तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम होएगा. Including calling of parents and telling them that we are putting our level best, but a vehicle can go only if all the tires have air in it. अभी एक भी टायर हवा निकाल के बैठेगा तो you can't, it does not work that way. Okay? ताली दो हाथ से बचता है. Very, very old and popular proverb in Hindi. So it has to be both ways. Please take this subject very seriously here. Work hard today so that you make things smooth for yourself. Tomorrow when you come in, CA final. चल, CA फाइनल में वापस मेरा ही शक्ल देखना है, तो उसके लिए अगर इतना पार्ट पढ़ा रहेगा, इमेजिन कीजिए यू आर सिटिंग इन अ CA फाइनल क्लास, देयर विल बी 2 टाइप्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स. एक आप लोग होएगा और एक कोई दूसरे लोग भी होते हैं, बिकॉज समवेयर दे स्टडी, लेटर दे रिग्रेट एंड दे आर लाइक यार फाइनल में तो आई डोंट वांट टू टेक अ चांस, तो दे मेक अ प्रॉपर एंड मोर इन्फॉर्म्ड डिसीजन. फाइनल में जब आते हैं, इमेजिन करो उसको कुछ नहीं आता लेकिन आपको सब कुछ आता है बिकॉज यू टुक दिस seriously and I was there with you to make you take this seriously also. So ये था about your taxation as a subject in your career. Not that we have started discussing the subject about what is our syllabus and all, but as a subject, this is the taxation. So if we get done with the third point, we go to the next point. Manner of learning के अंदर ना कुछ writing या ऐसा कुछ नहीं करना है. I'm just making you all understand. I have already told you we have to study for 140 hours. I will not say कि I am going to teach you for 1 month or 2 months. वो तो depend करेगा. If in between there is a break, timetable में anybody else is adjusted. Total duration I am telling you. तो 4 hours का if I am taking lecture, तो 35 lectures में होगा. अभी ये 3 hours में कर दिया तो 40 hours भी हो सकता है. If you all are very sharp in catching things, so it can further reduce. It all depends on your cooperation in the classroom. But one thing is for sure, my lecture will start at sharp, मतलब sharp 1 o'clock. अगर वो 1 o'clock का lecture है तो 12 साल में not a single lecture has started at 7:02 or 7:03 a.m. Even in cases where I had to travel from Charni Road to Mulund or Charni Road to Vashi, where I have to basically drive for 40-45 minutes in the morning. एक lecture भी 1 minute भी late नहीं हुआ है, except the first lecture where I am in class half an hour before the scheduled time, and those students who are present in class, I tell them कि मैं आज 5 minute late चालू करने वाला हूं because ये पहला lecture है. मैं बोल के करता हूं, and I did that today also to those students who were present, because there are students who don't know my system. मेरा lecture late नहीं हो सकता, कभी होगा भी नहीं. Okay. I keep adequate provision between 2 lectures. So henceforth I will not see anyone late. एक तो ये चीज. दूसरा, as far as manner of learning is concerned, I am going to make you do the theory in class. पूरा का पूरा. Obviously, while explaining the theory, सबका अपना अपना स्टाइल होता है. Somebody can open a PDF or PowerPoint and explain to you. मेरे क्लास में हमेशा नोटपैड खुला रहेगा. Because everything I explain, I write and teach. हर चीज को explain करने के लिए I write, because when you simultaneously write, no visual image रहता है. Sir, you may want to take down these class notes. There are only 2 options for this. The options do not include, sir, आप लिख के चले जाना, बाद में हम लोग कॉपी करेगा. हाँ, तो आफ्टर एवरी हाफ एन आवर आई हैव टू वेट फॉर यू टू कॉपी फॉर हाफ एन आवर. तो 280 आवर्स में भी आई विल नॉट फिनिश. वो तो नहीं होगा ऑब्वियसली. टू ऑप्शंस यू हैव. ऑप्शन 1, while I am explaining, you can simultaneously write to take down whatever notes or points you want. That's one option. That option works for those students. There are some students जिनको ऐसा लगता है कि if I am writing, no, लिखते लिखते if I study तो अच्छा समझ में आता है. I am more comfortable in writing and learning. तब तो बेस्ट है. I am explaining and writing. You also write and learn along with me. बेस्ट है. But there are some students who have got attention problem. मैं खुद वैसा ही था. I had this problem. If I am writing and listening, I will be able to do only one thing. लिखते लिखते I forget what sir was speaking, and listen करते करते I forget 2 लाइन लिखने का. Very poor concentration. The maximum I have stayed awake in any class was 5 to 10 minutes. उसके बाद I have always slept in my class. Except of course, मरना तो था नहीं, तो ऑब्वियसली सर के लेक्चर में तो जिंदा रहने के लिए तो अटेंटिव रहना पड़ता था ऑब्वियसली. अदर देन दैट माय अटेंशन स्पैन वाज नेवर मोर देन 10 मिनट्स. आई यूज्ड टू गेट लॉस्ट इन माय. पर सर ने एक शाहरुख खान का एग्जांपल दे दिया. आई एम थिंकिंग शाहरुख का लेटेस्ट मूवी ये आया है, उसमें उसका को स्टार इज दिस, दैट को स्टार डिड गुड वर्क इन दैट मूवी ऑल्सो. उसमें वो एक्ट्रेस वो ऐसा आधे घंटे तक सोचा. देन अचानक आई कम बैक टू द क्लास एंड देन सर इज तो वे अहेड इन द क्लास नाउ. अभी इट हैज हैपेंड विद यू. हाँ, यू हैव वेरी पुअर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन. देन ऐसा सेम है, अपना भी ऐसा होता था बहुत बार. एंड कॉन्सिक्वेंटली आई नेवर रोट व्हेन आई एम इन क्लास. आई हैव टू लिसन. ठीक है. बट आई यूज्ड टू मेंटेन गुड रिलेशंस विद ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ माय क्लास. नॉट आफ्टर बिकमिंग अ टीचर, व्हेन आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट. बोला तुम लिखो ना, यू आर देयर नो फॉर मी. जेरोक्स वाला है ना, that's your only second option. We are CA students. We pay the Xerox wala more than our coaching class fees. Correct, no? That these are the only 2 options that you have. Either you take down notes with me, or you take down photocopy of anyone in the class because waiting for you to copy is not possible. That you will have to understand. Okay. Lecture will start on sharp time. I will not tolerate anyone late. Manner of learning का ही एक दो बात है, इसलिए I am just adding that I might on some day, जिस दिन I ask 2-3 questions and you don't answer any of them, then I'll randomly pick up anyone individually, make you stand and ask you few questions. और नहीं आंसर दिया तो I will drop you home today. मतलब that day, whichever day it is. Where do you stay? Where? Dadar. Up? Thane? You're traveling from Thane. What is your name? Mangesh. Your name? Where do you stay? अच्छा, इधर most of you all are here only. Anybody even from उतना far? नहीं? दादर? हाँ, एक ही बात. I will drop you home. और पूरा रास्ते मारते मारते लेके जाऊंगा और पेट्रोल का खर्चा भी लूंगा. नहीं, आई एम टेलिंग यू इन एडवांस. ओके. एंड उसमें भी क्या होगा मालूम है? आई विल मेक यू ड्राइव, बिकॉज इफ आई एम ड्राइविंग आई कैन नॉट हिट ना. ऐसा गियर चेंज किया है, ऐसा इट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट अंडरस्टैंड द कोऑर्डिनेशन प्रॉब्लम. सो इफ यू आर ड्राइविंग, यू ड्राइव, मैं मारते रहे. हाँ, एक आंसर नहीं आया तेरे को था, 2 आंसर नहीं आया था. एवरी आंसर यू डिड नॉट गिव. एंड प्रेफरेबली नो यू विल बी ऑन द ड्राइविंग सीट. मैं बाजू वाला सीट पे नहीं बैठेगा क्योंकि थोड़ा हैंड मूवमेंट थोड़ा पीछे वाले सीट से थोड़ा बेटर पड़ेगा. आई विल डू दैट. समझा? एंड प्लस ऐसा लगेगा कि सर ने नया ड्राइवर भी रखा है, क्योंकि आई एम सिटिंग बिहाइंड मतलब ड्राइवर ही होएगा ना. समझा ना? यू वांट टू अवॉइड ऑल दिस. पढ़ के आओ ना, सबसे बेस्ट है यार. स्टडी एंड कम नो. ऑल दीज प्रॉब्लम्स ओनली विल नॉट अराइज यार. एवरी डे if you do 10-15 minutes में. 5 days if you don't study, तो 6th day पे you will have to sit for 2 hours. आप समझे? And ask any rank holder of CA, एक बात पक्का बोलेगा that you have to study every day. You can't wait for your classes to get over. वो रिवीजन का टाइम होता है, वो स्टडी का टाइम नहीं होता. Are we clear? So make sure you pay attention to these things in the manner of learning. Last 2-2.5 साल से तो all the students were attending online. तो मैनर ऑफ लर्निंग थोड़ा लंबा चलता था. क्लियर रूल था, वीडियो बंद रखा, तुम क्लास से बाहर. ओके. रीजन था, ऐसा नहीं कि आई वांट टू सी के घर में कौन कौन है, क्या कर रहा है, क्या. दैट वाज नॉट द इंटेंशन व्हाई आई सेड रीजन. कोई ऐसा मस्त एक टांग पे दूसरा टांग डाल के घर में सो रहा होता है, ऐसे यू आर अटेंडिंग अ क्लास और व्हाट आर यू डूइंग. सुराना है, लियोनी नहीं है कि तुम ऐसा घर पे क्या. व्हाट द हेल इज गोइंग ऑन. कान के नीचे लाफा देगा. दिस इज अ क्लासरूम नो. अभी अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी कांट कंडक्ट फिजिकल लेक्चर्स बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट परमिटिंग. वी आर डूइंग अवर बेस्ट, ट्राइंग टू डू अवर लेवल बेस्ट सो दैट यू डोंट हैव टू कैंसल योर अटेम्प्ट जस्ट बिकॉज आपका क्लासेस नहीं हुआ है. तो यू हैव टू टेक इट सीरियसली. तो वीडियो कोई भी बंद रखता था, निकाल देता था. आई नेवर टॉलरेटेड. और फिर क्या है, सीए स्टूडेंट्स ना, ब्रेन भी क्या मस्त है. 1 स्टूडेंट टू एडमिशन एंड 5 आर सिटिंग एंड वॉचिंग द लेक्चर जूम पे. अपन मारवाड़ी. हाउ कैन आई लेट पीपल डू दैट. तो वो वीडियो ऑन रखने का कंपलसरी रूल था. आई विल बी क्लियर विथ यू विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस. एकदम क्लियर. इसमें मैं कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करने वाला हूं. सर आज मेरे चाचा के भाई के उसका वो हो गया, बाजू वाले का समथिंग हैपन, तो कैन यू गिव मी परमिशन टू कम online live on Zoom. Sir, can you give me this? Can you give me that? लिख लो बुक में, लिख लो. Not because I am खड़ूस, but because yes बोला ना तो tomorrow only your neighbor will expire. हाँ, परसों नेबर का भाई जबरदस्ती में इसके चक्कर में अपने दादा दादी को मार दोगे. आई कैन नॉट गिव यू सच परमिशंस बिकॉज विद दीज परमिशंस व्हाट यू विल डू, इवन आई नो एंड इवन यू नो. यू हैव टू टेक योर फिजिकल क्लासरूम सीरियसली. यू ऑल आर प्रिविलेज क्लास कि आपको ये फिजिकल क्लास का फैसिलिटी मिलता है. टुडे स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ अदर सिटीज नो, दे डोंट हैव दैट प्रिविलेज. बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. इफ दे हैव, लोकल फैकल्टीज आर नॉट एट ऑल गुड. You all are privileged that you all have this facility. You all can't take it for granted. क्योंकि 3 years ago कोई क्लास अगर ट्यूशन स्कूल का 8-9 का ट्यूशन अगर बैठते थे और मिस होता था तो व्हाट डिड यू डू? वीडियो बैकअप मांगते थे, सर वीडियो बैकअप नहीं, यू नेवर मिस्ड इट. नो, नाउ बिकॉज फैसिलिटीज आर बीइंग प्रोवाइडेड तो क्लासेस आर बीइंग टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड. आई विल नॉट लेट दैट हैपन बिकॉज उसका इंपैक्ट रिजल्ट में दिखेगा. आई विल नॉट लेट दैट हैपन. ओके, तो क्या होगा? एम्बेरेसिंग सिचुएशन होगा. यू विल से कि सर आज मामा के, साली के, बेटे का दिसका फंक्शन इज देयर, तो यू विल से, देन आई विल से नो. फिर ऑकवर्ड होगा, यार सर से एक दिन मांगा था. एक दिन यू विल से, नेक्स्ट डे समवन एल्स विल से, थर्ड डे समवन एल्स विल से. देन इफ आई से yes to one person, then I have to say yes to everyone. No? Yes, no? तो yes है ही नहीं, no है. There is only one occasion when I will give you any backup or anything. Yeah, I will allow you to come on Zoom. Only one occasion. Guess करो. Death of immediate family member. When you have died, only then your death and your own funeral. You have to be there. No, you can't come here. How can you come from your own funeral? Imagine the whole world has come to lift you. किधर गया? मतलब टेक्स्ट का लेक्चर में. So from there, if you want to attend, like people are burying you depending upon whatever customs you follow. वहां से अगर तुमको लाइव देखना है तो मैं जूम पे दिखाया. There is no other occasion on which I will allow you. Is that clear? You can't take facilities for granted. So you have to take the physical classroom very, very seriously and on time. With this, I come to the last aspect, that is study material. As I told you, I write 6 books per annum for CA course, 4 books for CA final. वो 4 में मैंने क्या किया? Question book actually बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा हो गया. 850 questions I have written in that. So I have split it into 2 parts, part 1, part 2. Printed copy 5 books का जाता है, but actually it is only 4 books. Let's not get into that. In any case, if I have to discuss with you CA intermediate, so what are the 2 physical books that I will give you? One, I will give you one book, theory plus question and answer ka book. Full theory of your entire syllabus will be covered. And question answers, as far as these are subjective questions. डिस्क्रिप्टिव भी बोल सकते हो, नॉन एमसीक्यूज. पिक अप एनी क्वेश्चन ऑफ ICAI स्टडी मटीरियल फ्रॉम फर्स्ट पेज टू लास्ट पेज, यू विल गेट इट हियर. क्वेश्चन छोड़ दीजिए, पिक अप द इलस्ट्रेशंस दैट दे गिव, यू विल फाइंड इट हियर. पिक अप एनी मॉक टेस्ट पेपर का क्वेश्चन, यू विल फाइंड इट हियर. पिक अप एनी RTP, you will find it here. Up to November 22 RTP, this book got completed just few days ago, and this is why I started later. Actually, I was supposed to start some days ago. I told sir कि sir जब तक book नहीं ready होएगा, I will not start. While I was with the book, Institute November 22 RTP भी release किया. I have incorporated that also. There is not a single question. Normally ऐसा होता है in some of the subjects, you might have to, buy कोई professional author का book and वो. In direct tax, there is only one author जिसका book you need. कौन? नीड क्या होता? दे ही रहा है ना क्लास के साथ में. बाई थोड़ी करना. यू डोंट हैव टू बाई इट, यू बीइंग गिवन. नो, तो दिस बुक विल कवर एवरीथिंग एज फार एज क्वेश्चन आंसर इज कंसर्न. नो, एडिशनल क्वेश्चन बैंक करके बना. सो देयर आर अबाउट 250 क्वेश्चंस दैट आई विल बी डूइंग विथ यू इन क्लास, और फिर एडिशनल क्वेश्चन बैंक के अंदर बाकी का 250. मतलब टोटल जो डेटाबेस ऑफ क्वेश्चंस है, half we will do and half will automatically become like your homework for your extra practice, and all questions ka solutions are also there. Karna aapko padega, of course. That is why I say revise from now only. So when my batch gets over, you just have to directly solve the questions. Aisa nahi कि sir study us time pe, then you will not be able to do. Okay, this time extra effort has been put for this book. Till last year so many questions were not covered. Khali classroom questions were covered, additional question bank tha hi nahi. But this time I have covered that. There is a costing concept called Kaizen. By any chance you have come across this term? No. Continuous personal and professional development. Every day you should strive to be better than yesterday, and tomorrow should be better than today. You should be better than yourself on a daily basis. That's Kaizen, continuous improvement, and I follow that in my professional career. मैं ऐसा नहीं सोच सकता हूं that यार I have completed 12 years, thousands of chartered accountants, जिधर नाम लेके खड़ा होता हूं उधर CA फाइनल के बैचेस फुल हो जाते. So why do I have to? I can go आराम से. Why should I get up at 4:30? Why should I सब दो बैग उठा के? Why should I should? नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. You have to every day work, and then only the dignity will remain. Okay? So this time I have really worked for this particular book very hard. So this book is ready. The first book, theory plus question answer, and then there is going to be an MCQ book. So मेरी CA फाइनल के MCQ बुक में there are 1900 questions. Highest number of questions across the country. Second highest के कुछ 800-900 questions. Second best in my subject has got 800-900 somewhere approximate question. Every question of ICAI database, ऐसा एक भी question नहीं होगा that I have not covered in there. Okay. In fact, मेरा जो CA फाइनल का YouTube का there is a series MCQ lectures, revision lectures, amendment lectures. You're nodding your head. You've already seen it. So revision lectures, amendment lectures, and MCQ में क्या होता है? There is no solution. Question is there and option A, B, C, D, right answer is given. अब student बोलता है, sir, answer is not matching. How to get it? If you ever click a picture of MCQ and send me on WhatsApp, sir, solve करके दो ना, घर पे आके मारूंगा. What do you mean by solve करके दो? You solve. You send your solution. And I will tell you this step is wrong, correct it, you'll get the answer. What do you mean by sir solve करके दो? You understood the difference? ऐसा नहीं कि I will not guide you. But you solve and give यार. Then I'll tell you, जो step में you have gone wrong. But problem is that students don't know which step I went wrong. So I decided to solve all the 1900 questions and upload the recordings of those lectures on YouTube. Very popular they are. The revision lectures also. You can also like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button, never miss an update. अभी last batch तक inter के students को what I used to do is from those 1900 question whatever is not applicable for inter, वो जो भी chapters not applicable है वो cut करके that encrypted PDF I used to give. कि whatever out of 1900 मैंने shortlist कर दिया. But now I wanted to stop that system. तो intermediate के लिए अलग से MCQ book will be made. This is still not ready, but very soon it will be ready. Once ready, this book will also be given to you. Process will be very simple. Every question of ICAI database, whether mock test paper, whether RTP, whether the case study digest, जो भी release किया है, every question. Our books. Why do I refer to myself as an author? कोई 2 पेज का letter लिख के भी people start calling themselves author. Why do I call myself an author? That our book should be such a book that once that book is in your hand, you don't need to touch anything else. So this theory plus Q&A book, ये final में they are 2 separate books because it's already vast, no? So बहुत ज़्यादा मोटा हो जाता है. In fact, Q&A I have to split in 2, part 1 and part 2 because it is very huge. So theory, Q&A and MCQ 3 books. And here in theory only I have merged the questions. तो एक book वो है, एक MCQ, 2 books you will get in hard copy. Then final में I make 1 handwritten book for revision purposes. Handwritten book. Color के साथ में. उसके अंदर memes, you all know what are memes? हाँ ये वाला सवाल. वो memes डाला. And I made 1 book for CA final. वो handwritten book सिर्फ final के लिए है. But I'll show you some pages from that book. If you think कि sir it's a nice book we want it, तो उसमें से जो पेज not applicable for intermediate है ना, वो cut कर दूंगा. And that PDF, but it has to be an encrypted PDF. Encrypted PDF मतलब you can't take printouts, you can't edit, you can't take screenshots, you can only watch in device. And किसी device में activate हो गया तो device change नहीं होगा. For safety purposes we have to do this. 4 months of my year I spend in these material. I cannot give a loose copy to anyone. So आपको encrypted PDF in case you want it, I'll give it to you. I'll just show you a quick look about what books I am talking about इंटर के लिए. ये वो फाइनल वाला बुक है विच आई वॉज टॉकिंग अबाउट. वन सेकेंड. सो कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा ना प्रोजेक्ट में. आर यू एबल टू सी? हाँ, तो एक काम करना, आफ्टर द लेक्चर टैब में आके देख लेना. ओके, दिस गाय. हाँ, you know this guy? Wait, I'll show you some more popular guys. This guy. So basically this is final का book. So whatever is not applicable to inter वो कट करके दे देंगे. Not a big deal. That is possible. Okay. And वो PDF होएगा, encrypted PDF. And if I talk about the book which I am going to give you as hard copy, this book is ready. This is that inter का book that I am talking. This is your main textbook. जो hard copy ready है, it will come to you. MCQ book is still under construction. This book is ready. अगर आप इसमें देखोगे तो you'll see chapter आपको 26 दिखेगा. Actually it is not 26 chapters. Chapters are only 18. So that way can I say theory plus question answer आपका 258 pages है. But that additional question bank, do you understand the book becomes almost double? Yes, because every question of ICAI database, I'm telling you, आपको एक book भी touch करने का जरूरत नहीं. The amount of question answer database we have, I am telling you, your friends of other coaching classes are going to be jealous of your book the moment they see that book in your hand. और तुम भी उनको जलाना ऐसा book ले, ऐसा. I'm telling you, because your content is bigger and better than. I'll not say my content, now it is your content, bigger and better than anyone. उसके आगे आपको दिख रहा होगा, I have incorporated all the RTPs, mock test paper I put, last question paper I put. I was going to end this book here, suddenly this RTP got released, तो सर को मैंने बोला, sir wait for some more days, let me incorporate this also. And this is the book, इसका ही hard copy is going to be given to you in a day or two. So this is the normal black and white theory and question answer book. हैंड रिटन बुक का तो कलर है इसलिए वो हार्ड कॉपी नहीं होएगा. इट विल बी अ पीडीएफ विच विल बी एनक्रिप्टेड एंड गिवन टू यू. एंड एमसीक्यू बुक रेडी होने के बाद में अगेन हार्ड कॉपी सेम एज दिस, बट इट कैन टेक सम टाइम, स्पेशली बिकॉज आई बिलीव इन क्वालिटी. ऐसा नहीं कि आई विल प्रॉमिस यू कि 1 वीक में आई विल गिव यू एंड 1 वीक में खत्म करने के लिए आई डू एनीथिंग. आई विल गिव यू द बेस्ट बुक दैट यू डोंट हैव टू गो हियर एंड देयर. दैट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. लेट इट टेक इट्स टाइम, बट द बेस्ट थिंग यू विल गेट. ओके, सो आर वी क्लियर? इन टोटलिटी देयर आर गोइंग टू बी 3 books. This book in hard copy, this book in hard copy, and this in case you need. तो इसका जो encrypted soft copy होगा वो वाला. आप समझा क्या? 1 second. ये जो है कलर वाला बुक था ना, you saw that कलर वाला बुक ना? हाँ, उसका अगर कभी I will have हार्ड कॉपी या कुछ, I don't keep copies with me, मेरे ऑफिस में रहता है. तो if in some case I am traveling, वहां से इधर डायरेक्ट आया तो I'll just show you that hard copy book also. So, are we clear about the study material? One conclusion about the study material that you can draw. Abhi, seriously, this is not for praising myself. I have got multiple opportunities to do that. But the fact is that this book is all pervasive, all inclusive for your theory, for your question. You don't have to touch anything. Till last year, students still had to practice extra questions from study material because full study material was not covered. But now there is not a single question or illustration which we have not. Absolutely clear? Well, with this we finish all the points of our introduction which I told you. Okay, starting में we have to discuss. Today was the first day and today is the only day when this discussion was possible. After today we will never have the time, patience or energy to discuss anything that we are discussing right now. Are we clear? ऐसा I think ऐसा कुछ किया ही नहीं है जिसके अंदर you will be having a doubt जैसा doubt, but still with whatever we have discussed all the points, any doubt that you want to ask about the points that we have discussed and completed हो ना, तो ऐसा कोई subject we have not studied only तो doubt होएगा किधर से. Okay, in case sir ऐसा कि sir this material or that material or anything like that, क्योंकि theory where to practice from, MCQ where to practice from, revision कहां से कर, everything is तो covered only in whatever I am doing. All right, तो time has now come to actually focus on our subject, direct tax. Yes, I do agree that today I don't hold even 10% importance in your life. Because 800 के अंदर 60 marks. But if you understand that you are learning it for 160 marks, so automatically your perception will change. Our focus is going to be direct tax all throughout. Now we are not going to talk about other things. But before we learn direct tax, we need to know what is tax. Direct or indirect is only a classification, a bifurcation. That also I will explain. What is direct tax, what is indirect tax, how are they different from each other? Everything I will explain. Introduction mein everything will happen. Because this is intermediate and you all are learning taxation for the first time. I doubt anybody has learned taxation before. No? Unless you have finished your graduation and you are giving direct entry mein CA Inter. That's a separate thing because BCom mein tax comes. Otherwise CA study mein tax comes for the first time in intermediate. So before today you have never studied taxation. Yeah, if GST ka lectures have started. Have they? No. So you have not studied tax before today. Today is your first lecture of tax. When you are doing your first lecture of tax, you don't have to directly go and learn direct tax. You should first know what is tax. Because ladies and gentlemen, you have paid a tax every day of your life. Probably you may not know also about that. Have you paid any tax today? No. Not at all. You stay in Dadar only. तो घर से क्लास हाउ डू यू कम वॉकिंग? अच्छा इतना क्लोज? ओके. आते आते रास्ते में यू परचेज समथिंग टुडे? नथिंग. ओके. बिफोर क्लास, बिफोर लिविंग फॉर क्लास, सिंस मॉर्निंग टिल यू लेफ्ट योर हाउस, डिड यू परचेज एनीथिंग? Nothing you purchased. Anything that came to your house as a parcel, because of late क्या हो गया? We don't go anywhere to buy anything. They come and deliver. They are making people lazy. मतलब इतना lazy that हमारे उधर ना in our area लाल बागचा राजा 10 days almost everything is closed. Okay. तो जेप्टो का स्टोर वॉज क्लोज्ड वहां लालबाग का. एंड दैट इज द रीजन 10 days तक घर पे ग्रीन चटनी वॉज नॉट मेड, क्योंकि कोरिएंडर है ना, कोथमीर, जेप्टो इज क्लोज. तो सब्जी वाला इज नॉट देयर, बट दे आर मेकिंग अस लेजी. तो वहां से कुछ आया सिंस मॉर्निंग? नो पार्सल. वेरी गुड. डिड यू ईट फूड टुडे और यू आर लाइक नहीं अभी लेक्चर के बीच में ब्रेक होएगा तो फूड यू हैव ईटन? ओके. तो ऑब्वियसली फूड किधर पड़ा था एंड उठा के चोरी करके खा लिया बस? नो. तो शी मेड. तो उसके लिए सम मटेरियल मस्ट हैव बीन परचेस्ड. मे नॉट बी परचेस्ड टुडे बट मस्ट हैव बीन परचेस्ड. इफ यू डोंट माइंड मी आस्किंग, व्हाट वाज द फूड यू एट? इसमें शर्माता क्या है यार? आई एम नॉट आस्किंग यू whom do you have a crush on. शर्माता क्या है? छोले भटूरे. So for that, making that chola, you need bhatura, you need atta, no? You need raw material, no? That must have been purchased at some point of time. At the time of purchasing, आजकल तो in our country milk पे, curd पे भी टैक्स लगता है, आटा पे भी टैक्स. Now you don't say कि सर लेकिन आज तो नहीं खरीदा. No, agreed. But these are consumption based taxes. You pay that tax when you buy that thing. And you utilize that tax as and when you are utilizing that product that you have purchased. For example, you purchased a bag. At the time of purchase of bag, you must have paid some tax along with the bag ka price. You paid that day, but you are using it even today. So if you have eaten food today, if you are carrying your bag, bottle, stationery today, if you are wearing clothes today, so you have paid some tax. Knowingly or unknowingly, directly or indirectly, but you have paid some tax. In any case, direct tax का payment तो comes when you are actually earning income. So if you earn income from that, you pay direct tax. But indirect taxes everyone pays and every day. Everyone and every day. And that is why we also say that indirect taxes are inflationary, or rather we should say unfair in nature, because income tax I will pay only if I have income. If I am a poor person, see, CA ka student and professor, one thing is common, they are very poor. If I am a poor person, I have no income, I will not pay income tax. If I earn, then only I pay. But indirect taxes mein kaise? You want to buy grocery also, you want to buy branded milk, atta, curd also, you have to pay taxes. Whether you can afford or you cannot is irrelevant. You want to wear clothes, no, you will have to pay taxes. Whether you can afford or you cannot afford is irrelevant. That's the problem with those taxes. Okay? Right now we are not discussing direct or indirect tax. What is tax? If this is something that we pay every day, it's such an important part of our syllabus, and this is something that the moment we come across this word tax, people see our image first. So you should know what is tax. What is tax? Give me any contribution. Speak anything. I will take it. I don't expect to you to give me the exact answer. Sir, if we knew everything, why will we attend class? But try at least. Made by the government. Go ahead, please. A charge made by the government for the development of the country. What's your name? Where do you stay? Okay. I got what you are trying to say. Anybody wants to add anything, minus anything, say something different from what he said? Come on. Worst case, sir, we will go wrong. You will never be insulted or humiliated or made fun of for going wrong in a classroom. We are all here to learn. And we learn every day. And every day we should try to learn something more than what we already know. I do that even today after 12 years. In teaching, so it is okay to be wrong. Passing marks 50, 100 nahi hai. Give me the wrong answer, that is okay, but give me answer. So before teaching, ऐसा नहीं कि I finished 2 chapters, then I ask you questions. Sir, you said no, give me wrong, it's okay. ठोकेगा कान के नीचे. Say something, because this is discussion. This teaches me or tells me that what is your level, where are you, where am I, how much I have to bring you up, how much I have to come down. Only then I will come to know. So yes, please. Charge made by the government for development. If I am not wrong, that is what you said. Anybody else? On income, from income. Compulsory contribution from your income. Okay. Anything else? Amount payable to the government. For just one word I would like to remove, using their services, for their services. Which is compulsory. Means paying tax is not an option. Amount payable to the government is what you said. Using their services में से मैं using word निकाल रहा हूं. Because whether you use it or not. But I'll come to that. Compulsory payment. That was an important word contributed by him. And then his contribution. Why do you need it? Because you need a lot of things which the government is providing. The government is providing you roads. Who makes it? From your home to class. If you have come walking, matlab someone has made the road. Mangesh, how do you come to class? Thane to Dadar. Dadar ka ye advantage hai. People can come from anywhere. Had it been one stop here and there, so headache hota, this line ka student has to change or that line ka student has to change. But this is Dadar, after all. Railways. So, everyday railway ka electricity you provide? No, government provides. Government will provide you bridges. Government will provide you metro. All those who are from Mahim, which is a majority, I am sure Abhishek Upmanyu का वीडियो देखा होगा. I stay in Mahim. We are making metro. So we have removed the roads. देखा है? We need metro, no? No problem. It's a comedian. नहीं देखा है तो भी nothing great. उसका comedy I will do in class. It's okay. But government needs money for this. Government is providing you health facilities. You know, any government hospital will give you free treatment. Whether to take it or not take it is your choice. For using their services, government is providing. All of you are above 18? Some are, of course, क्योंकि just now 12th किया, foundation किया, and if not now, then very soon. Okay. Between 15 and 18 for sure. 15 and 18 का भी तो double vaccination is out. You all have taken your vaccine? Paid or free? What a question. When something is available free, why will we pay? Paid लिया. Queue में नहीं खड़ा होना था. Without queue, that was an option, a choice. Government gave it to you, no, for free. Whether to take that or not take that is your problem. But government gave, no, free. Or you are like, no sir, not the government, I like only Russian. Nahin? So? That so even I did that because first time I was too excited. And we all did that nonsense. I am now vaccinated करके WhatsApp story and Instagram सबने किया. Even I did that. हाँ. Good or bad, let the world decide. And let people judge me. I am not here to please everyone. मेरी मर्जी. I wanted to put it my social media account. I'll do what I want. Simple है. Everyone has the freedom. Social media है उसके लिए. Why should I be answerable to anyone for that? ठीक है. But फिर सोच लिया भाई दूसरा वाला free में भी ठीक है. If you have to wait for some time, it is okay. We are Marwadis. Why to pay for something which is available free? Now, some took the free one, some took the paid one. My question is not what you took. My question is, was it available for free? Taking or not taking was your choice. Likewise, government provides free education. 9th standard tak, if you want know, you can send your children to government schools and not pay anything. In fact, midday meal also they will only provide. So some people send their children to those schools so that at least ek time ka khana to you get over there. So at home they have to make only the other time ka khana. Do you know that? Sir, no sir, I have studied from a private school, sir, I belong to a rich family. No, whether you take it or you don't take it is not the problem or the question or criteria of the government. We are providing. You want to take or you don't take. That's your option. Tax is something that we pay to the government for their services, not for using their services. This tax we have to pay compulsory to the government for all these facilities that government. You said development, but how do you define development? These are some examples. Any country which has all this is towards development. When I was in the 2nd standard, India was a developing country. Because we are not developed and underdeveloped में ego hurt होता है. So we found out a way in between. क्या? Developing. 2nd standard मतलब I was 7 years old. So that must be more than 25, 26 years ago. But India even today is developing. Lol. All these facilities are provided by the government. For anything you want to do in life, you need passion. बराबर है. Anything you want to do in life, you need what? Passion. Before passion, you need paisa. You need paisa before passion. For everything I say, paisa first, बाद में passion. Some new kids, they say, sir, I want to enter into teaching profession, sir. Very good. Why do you want to come in teaching? Sir, I have a passion for teaching. Passion. Then 4 meeting goes in discussing the payment. I have passion for teaching. Passion is required. I am not saying that उसके बिना यू कैन सर्वाइव. इफ यू डोंट हैव पैशन यू कैन सर्वाइव द नेक्स्ट डे ऑल्सो. अगर पैशन नहीं होता तो एट द एंड ऑफ हिज करियर सचिन तेंदुलकर वुड नॉट बी रनिंग फॉर एवरी रन. आई एम सचिन तेंदुलकर, आई विल हायर 2 people टू रन ऑन माई बिहाफ. पैशन नहीं होगा तो मुकेश भाई इवन टुडे goes to his office on time and does work full day. Mukesh bhai is the owner of the country. He owns everything. Why does he have to work? Because he has passion. He owns everything. Whoever wins the elections, Mukesh bhai will rule the country. Which Mukesh bhai you know? वो नहीं है मुकेश को कैंसर था. नहीं, वो नहीं. हाँ. When the moment you say Mukesh bhai, you automatically understand whom you are referring to. हाँ, बराबर है. Right? All these facilities are provided by your government, and for providing these facilities, government needs money. So what is tax? Tax is a compulsory. सबसे पहले we will start with this word. Do we have the option of not paying tax? No. Tax is a compulsory payment to government. For what? For the facilities बोलो, benefits बोलो या services बोलो, provided. These as an example. But the most important thing here is, ये जो facilities government is providing, whether availed or not. You don't take treatment in a government hospital. If you ever go to a government hospital, if you are perfectly all right, then you will come out affected with something. You don't take education in a government school. You don't take it, but you have to contribute for it. You avail or you don't avail. So not for using their services. For they providing their services, whether you use or you don't use. Compulsory payment to government for their services, whether the services are availed or whether the services are not availed. Is that understood? Very good. That's tax for you. You have to make this payment to the government. चलिए ठीक है sir. We understood. Basically, government will take money from us, and with that money, they will do all this. Whether I use this or I don't use this is irrelevant. I am not sitting in local train after 2017, but I can't tell the government that I will not pay for it. You may be coming home, say class tak walking, so you can't say, sir, I am not using any vehicle on this road, I am using only my feet. So make you do. You have to pay. Everyone has to pay. Question arises. See, we have understood the meaning of tax. Question arise hota hai. Sir, what right government has to take tax from me? Facilities provided, तुम बोलता है ना sir, facilities provided. ठीक है, ठीक है. Exactly where you stay, you say 5 minutes away. Exactly where? Dadar Manish Market. Opposite Dadar. From there till here, the classroom, I will make a special bridge from your window right up to the class. Apna class is also roadside. There is a window. From your window to class ka window, special road. Only for you to come to class and go back. Pay me money. He is like, sir, I don't want to use that bridge. See, whether availed or not, still pay me money. Will you pay? Last batch mein I had asked the students. There were some Zoom pe Kerala ka students. I took one student as, bola Salman, that guy. I said, I will make that bridge for you. Will you pay? Bola, yes, sir. Bola, ठीक है, then I want to come and fight elections in your state because you are so simple. हाँ sir. अरे काई का हाँ sir. If it is the government who is making, then you will pay. If I am making, you will not pay. मेरा question I am going to frame now. अभी तो माहौल, I was creating the atmosphere. I am framing the question now. We understood the meaning of tax. Who is the payee? Who is collecting it from us? Why will we pay to the government? अगर government को we are paying, then we should be ready and willing to pay to anyone. I am telling you that I am making a road. Pay me. Question is, why government and not anyone else. If I will make the bridge, will you pay me? No. If he makes the railway, will you pay him? No. If he starts a hospital, will you pay him? No. If he starts a school, will you pay him? No. Then why will you pay the government and not to anyone else? Ye question hai. We've understood the meaning of tax. We've understood that the payee is government. Why are we paying for all this? Whether we avail or we don't. But why government? That's my question. Go for it.
But the government has already paid all the others to make sure that it is getting all of the facilities arranged for the citizens, whether they use it or not. So basically the government has paid, so some way.
So government may not have. I am saying that we are starting a new project, a new road now. I will pay that contract. Government may have paid for existing projects, already announced projects. But today if we start a new bridge from Manish Market to Lakshmi Commercial Premises, so no one has paid anyone for that. I will pay the contract. That's not the reason. And you understood the question, no? Once we understand the question, then we can have discussion. कोई problem नहीं. But इतने सर ने पूछा क्या वही नहीं मालूम है तो how we will discuss? You're clear? Yes. Why government and not anyone else? हाँ. ठीक है तो I will allow all of you. I will make that bridge. Well, some are like, sir, we have a party at our classmate's house, so we all want to go there. हाँ तो मेरा bridge लेके जाओ. Take it. I will allow your cycles also. Your walk, if you know you don't want to walk so much, or you can bring your two-wheeler and take it. Go. So abhi, both. No, that's not the reason.
Government is the authority. Like, what choice we have? Like, I can trust you or not, but government is deny padega na.
And then the question arises: you used the word authority. कहाँ से आया?
Invested in them by.
And how?
So elections, they were elected.
Or almost you all have reached, all of you all. Joint account में almost you all have reached. The word was authority. I catch that word from what answer you gave. ऐसा नहीं पूछा सर वो तो गवर्नमेंट है ना. अरे but वो गवर्नमेंट है means why? Who gave them that authority? Not the people. कौन बोला? We are talking about the Constitution of India. हाँ, people vote for them. That process is under the Constitution. The governing law, हमने जो word use, we use the word authority to the government. Who gave that authority? Constitution of India. The government has the right to collect taxes as per Constitution. I don't. Right word को cut करो. Authority to collect taxes as per the Constitution. I don't. That is why government. आप समझा क्या? हाँ, चलिए. A little bit discussion on this. This is general knowledge. Honestly speaking, general knowledge है, but you will still know this. Probably you will know this. Okay? क्या sir? In India there are many laws. Many मतलब you can have something as recent as the Companies Act 2013, or you can have something as old as Indian Contract Act 1872. 1872? Yes. Am I right as far as the year is concerned? Yes. Indian Contract Act 1872. Sale of Goods Act 1930. Correct me if I am wrong with these years, because I studied these laws last time in my PE1, which is way back in 2006. In case I go wrong in any of these years. You came late by 2 hours. All you missed was my handsome face for 2 hours. Nah. Because you had informed sir, no, earlier.
Yes.
Ah. Anything great you were busy with?
So, of course, there was a family obligation. So, अभी पहले अनाउंस नहीं किया था क्लास 5 का ही है. So, I think good.
हाँ. As per policy. मेरा एक policy है. Because policy नहीं, it is an open challenge to my competitors. in CA final, watch my first 5 chapters. Then if you want, you join my class. Otherwise, you don't join my class. I know this for a fact that once the student watches 2 lectures also, no, 3rd lecture mein he will ask bank account details. So that's confidence. तो ये पहले का 2 घंटा दिखा दूंगा, चिल करना, रिलैक्स करना, ओके, बट ओनली बिकॉज इट वॉज द फर्स्ट लेक्चर. एंड ऑल्सो there have been some really important instructions for the progress of the class that I have given. So it is important that you know this. So please make sure. Okay? Chalo. And now that the timetable is given, please make sure that. Chalo. Where was I? What is tax? Compulsory payment to government. Do you have the option of not paying it? No. You have to pay it. Why are you paying it? For all the facilities that the government is providing. Sir, I don't want to study in a government school or get admitted in a government hospital. So, whether availed or not. We all understood the meaning of tax. वो खाली recap था. We were discussing this point. Why government and why not anyone else? Starting में someone said, sir, government is government. Fact. Sir, government has authority. Fact. But where did that authority come from? That is Constitution of India. And once we wrote the Constitution, we started with this discussion that India has got multiple laws. Something as early as 1870, British enacted laws hai. Boss, India got independence in 1947 and some of the laws of our country are pre-independence era ka law. 1872 matlab, Gandhi ji was born in 1969. Sorry, 1869. My bad. 1869, slip of tongue. So that was like when Gandhiji was 3 years old. So British enacted Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act pre-independence, Partnership Act also 1932 pre-independence, LLP Act है 2000. LLP Act is there in your portion? In inter में ना क्या foundation में? Foundation में it was there. LLP is recent. Okay. मतलब India has many laws. The law that we are going to learn is Income Tax Act 1961. Fair enough. Question ये है मित्रों. Question is this. Which is the senior most law of the country? That's the question today. And when I say senior most, seniority does not come with age. Let me be clear about this. Okay? Age does not bring seniority. My every CA final batch, I have students who are elder than me in terms of age. Last batch, and continuing now, I have a student of the age 62 years in my CA final. 62 years. In my CA final batch. I told him, sir, if my father was alive today, he would have been your age. Now, who should respect whom? Said, till the time my classroom is going on, my class is going on. My class is not a democracy. India is a democracy outside the door. Here, it is me who will decide everything. And I will not listen to anyone. अपन भी सर का ही स्टूडेंट. आई विल नॉट लिसन टू एनीवन. समझा ना? आउटसाइड द क्लासरूम यू आर माई फादर्स एज. आई विल टच योर फीट एंड टेक योर लेसन्स. तो रिस्पेक्ट डज नॉट कम विथ एज. अप्लाई दैट फिलॉसफी हियर. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया 26 जनवरी 1950. कोई को मालूम नहीं सर, वाई रिपब्लिक डे सेलिब्रेटेड. डू यू नो how is 26 January different from 15th August? बोला बस सर, nothing different. स्कूल में attendance was compulsory. We used to do flag hoisting and we used to come back home. छुट्टी था सर. Otherwise, both days are same only. नहीं. That day when our constitution was adopted, 26 January 1950. In terms of age, a 72-year-old law. Correct, no? अरे हाँ रे. 1950 plus 72 you won. 72.5 also happens, no, we count 73. Rounding of both. Indian Contract Act is 1872. अभी तुम काउंट कर लेना, approximately 150 years. Approximately. बराबर? Rather exact 150 क्योंकि 72 plus 50. So 1922 plus 100, 2022. So can I say Indian Contract Act in terms of age is much older? So is the case as far as Sale of Goods Act is concerned. So is the case as far as Partnership Act is concerned. But India's senior most law in terms of applicability is the Constitution of India. If I have to speak in one line, no law of this country can ever contradict or say anything against the Constitution. Anything that is not in lines with the Constitution, anything that contradicts what is written in the Constitution is treated as void ab initio. Void ab initio,
Yes, sir.
is by default treated as illegal, invalid, not accepted. No law of the country can go against the Constitution. Have you all understood this? सबसे senior law of the country is Constitution. This Constitution is divided in various articles. This is only a breakup. Do we know that all the laws are divided in sections? So had it been an act, Income Tax Act, Companies Act, then the division would have been sections only. But this is the Constitution of India. It is divided into Article 1, Article 2, Article 3. Some of them come in the news channels also. A very recent, very popular, it was all over the news. Article 370, special status for Kashmir. Article 370 abolished Kashmir ka full state ka status, Jammu and Kashmir ka was taken away and divided into two union territories of Kashmir and Ladakh. We all know that. This is Constitution of India. Constitution of India has laid down how the sovereign republic democratic country India will function, secular also, at least on paper. How the country will function, this is written in the Constitution of India. So, full Constitution written. Constitution got over. Once Constitution got over, the makers of the Constitution wrote some schedules in the Constitution. You all have ever made working notes? Notes to accounts? When your main sum gets over, at the bottom you give working note. Concluding comments? Same thing happens here also. Introduction is called a preamble. Then the whole Constitution is written. And once the Constitution gets over, they have written the schedules of the Constitution. In the Constitution, where the Constitution main data gets over and schedules start, we have a Schedule 7 in the Constitution of India. Schedule 7. At the end of the Constitution. Schedule 7. This is school civics. School level civics. Schedule 3 of the Constitution of India has got 3 lists. There is something called union list. There is something called a state list. And then there is something called a, very good. This shows that you are also awake. Union list, state list and concurrent list. Union list, list of those matters which are under the control of central government. As the name indicates, union. State list means state government. Concurrent list means both governments will together make some rules and regulations, things which are relevant nationally and locally, things like education. So you will have a center ka education minister and you will have a state ka education minister. Correct or no? Things like health. You will have state health minister, center ka health minister. Concurrent means both of them have the powers. But we'll focus here. Those matters on which only central government can make laws, those matters on which only state government can make laws are given in the union list and the state list respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Modi, no matter how powerful, he cannot make a law with respect to any of this. This will be under the control of state government. So if any law has to be made in Maharashtra, Mr. Shinde will make it. He will be a proud Thanekar. Our Prime Minister teaches us that if you sell tea also, you can become Prime Minister in this country. And our Chief Minister teaches us that even if you were once upon a time Do you know that? Keep working hard. Everything is possible. और क्या inspiration? Okay, let's not get into those emotions. Point is this: Modi ji, or Modi ji is more powerful than Modi ji. The moment he becomes the prime minister, no, we'll feel yaar, Baba Modi ji dev manus. Who? Second in command. Next prime minister. योगी जी का टाइम है थोड़ा सा, मे बी another 10 years or so. So 10 years Modi ji, 10 years then Mota bhai, then Yogi ji probably may or may not be the case unless they pull Mr. Fadnavis right up to the center. Very much possible. If you see any of the BJP leaders nationally, whoever is popular is popular. State wise, if you see no popularity numbers mein, so he is PM material sooner or later. Care? We don't know the future. It is only my prediction, and I predicted this somewhere in 2015-16, just when 2 years as chief minister he had spent. Okay, let's see. Whoever is your state ka CM will make these laws. CM means the cabinet of ministers. Likewise, central government will make these laws. State government cannot touch these matters. Central government cannot touch these matters. Where is all this written? Schedule 7 of the Constitution of India, India's senior most law. No law of this country can ever contradict what is given in the Constitution. Now, to give you examples, taxes on income is written where? In the union list. Means if ever there will ever be any income tax in our country, it will always go to the central government. Our state government cannot take income tax from us. Does not have the right to take income tax. Who will take income tax? Central government. Municipal corporation cannot take income tax from you. But if there is any tax on goods, it was once upon a time written there. Please listen. And tax on services was written over here. So in India, when there was service tax, central government used to get it. And when there was VAT or CST, value added tax, central sales tax. I'll tell you what this is. When you sell any goods within your same state, like dealer in Maharashtra selling to someone in Maharashtra, dealer in Gujarat to someone in Gujarat, then you levy VAT. Within the state, VAT. And if you make interstate sale, dealer in Maharashtra selling to someone in Gujarat, so we levy CST. So tax on sale of goods is the power of state government, and tax on services, power of central government. When they wanted to bring everything together and keep it under one tax, they had to basically amend the Constitution of India and recognize it by the name of goods and services tax. So whichever government ke list mein whichever tax is mentioned, they can levy only that tax. Income tax is mentioned in the list of central government, then only central government can take, even state government. Abhi suno, sorry, it is government, it has authority, but state government does not have authority. So if the question was, who gave government this authority? Who? Constitution. And that also government by government they have given the authority. To give you one more example, if there is ever any tax that has to be levied on agriculture, any kind of tax, it is under the power of state government. If at all any tax has to be levied, it is under the power of state government. Today being the first lecture, and today itself, I will enlighten you about something that you were aware of probably since a lot of years, but not the reason behind it. And every day when you have my class, कोई एक motivating factor होना चाहिए. Today I got this knowledge and I am going home more enlightened than yesterday. So probably you all know that sir, India mein in agriculture there is no tax. Agriculture income pe no tax. Those farmers of Punjab and Haryana are earning crores and crores of rupees every year. Not the farmers of Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, every day a farmer is killing himself. But those farmers of Punjab and Haryana, वो geography वैसा है ना. Over there, natural resources are available in abundance. There is no shortage of water. The seasons over there are also cooperating for crop growth. Maharashtra में अगर couple of these, जैसे मैंगो फेल हो गया, तो those farmers who rely only on that mango का season, they have to kill themselves. कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं है. Plus some rural parts of Maharashtra, acute shortage of water. So just a few years ago, on one hand, Satara, Sangli, Kolhapur, these areas had floods. Matlab, it was impossible to, very difficult to control the water. And a few kilometers away, there are villages which don't have a drop of water. Are you aware of this geography? This problem? So listen. Punjab, Haryana ka farmers are earning crores of rupees every year. But they are not paying income tax. Because in India, there is no income tax on agriculture. Did we know this before today? Agriculture income pe koi income tax nahi, something like that. Today you get the answer to the question why. Why? According to the Constitution of India, anything in the union list is which government ka power? Very good. Anything in the state list is which government ka power? Income tax falls in which list? Taxes on income is in which list? Union. So which government will take income tax? Taxes on agriculture falls in? So on agriculture, any law to be made, who will make? This is why there is no income tax on agriculture. Because state government can make law on agriculture, but cannot tax the income. Central government can take tax on income, but cannot take anything from agriculture. Because of this constitutional problem, farmers, even those who are earning crores of rupees, are not paying any income tax. Not that the government really has any sympathy for our farmers, but it's a constitutional problem. And possibly today is the day where you got to know the reason why there is no tax, income tax on agriculture in our country. You know what? Agriculture land. When you, supposingly you have agricultural land, I buy that land from you. Listen, that means I'll make you a massive payment. Will you want to register that land in your name as a buyer? When you are paying crores of rupees to someone, will it make sense to register that immovable property in your name? To register that immovable property, you will have to pay that stamp duty to the state government. There is no exemption there. Sir, it is agriculture. To hell with it. We can take all those taxes. Which is the only tax which state government cannot take? Income tax. Who can take that? But central government cannot tax. A constitution ka problem. Okay? You all have college going on? Morning college? Degree college morning mein hota hai in general. And you all have cleared 12th and in degree college. So in your college, definitely there will be some students who are also pursuing CA. Who are not present here. Ask them this question. Tomorrow itself. Some are like, Rukna bro, abhi WhatsApp. If you WhatsApp now, he will also Google and answer. No. Don't WhatsApp. Ask face to face. First ask, DT start hua? No. You came to know about this. There are some coaching classes jahan pe seedha day 1 first 5 minutes pe people are taught definition of previous year, assessment year, rates of tax. Seedha udhar se the classes start. Students don't have any background. They don't know what is tax. They don't know why government is taking tax. They don't know what is direct tax. They don't know what is indirect tax. They just know how to calculate income tax in country. And here we want to make our base very strong. Why? You know what's the hidden agenda here? I told you already. Knowledge, ठीक है, knowledge is so very important. And where will this be used again? Final CA में this is a 100 mark का paper. And you don't expect CA final students के साथ all this discussion. What is direct tax? What is tax? बोला 3 साल I have done articleship in tax. क्या what is tax? Final के students के साथ में we can't discuss all this. Today is the right time when you are learning for the first time. No, today is the right time when you can learn all this. So, have we understood why government has the right to take tax? And साथ में as a byproduct, as an extra benefit, muft, we also got to know why there is no income tax on agriculture in our country. So, we are done with question 1, what is tax? Question 2, why government is levying tax. Question number 3, the last thing before I start teaching you CA indirect tax, which is my subject. He is like, 2.5 घंटे से तो यही कर रहा था क्या? So I खाली pocket I came 15 minutes before, I would have come after this only. No. Types of tax. This is the last thing in the introduction, and then our subject starts. Types of tax. Taxes are divided in 2 categories. That so we all know these are our subjects, bro. Obviously. Direct tax. In inter I will teach you for 60 marks. And in final? Indirect tax. In inter I will not teach you. But in inter 40 marks. In final? So 60 plus 40 plus 200, 300 marks out of total 2000 in your CA career. Yeah, sir, some are like, sir, foundation is gone, that is sunk cost now. Don't count that. So then in that case 1600 mein se this becomes 300 marks of whatever remaining study, remaining formality of your CA life is remaining. 2 exams only. Correct or no? 300 marks ke liye you have to study this. So you should know, if I am learning a 60 mark paper which tomorrow will become 100 marks and a 40 mark paper which tomorrow will become 100 marks, what do you mean by this? We understood what is tax. So what is common in both direct and indirect? In both cases we have to pay to the government. It's compulsory for all the services that government is providing. Whether I take or I don't take, that is irrelevant. Okay. Why only government? Because constitution allows only government to take that tax. It does not allow me. Otherwise I will make a road from your house to my house. समझा क्या? What is direct tax? What is indirect tax? We'll discuss this and then we start our direct, because my subject is direct tax. We start our subject for your exam. Haji, please. Your contribution will not just give me the answer, but also tell me that you are awake in class. So bolo na. Anything? Impact and incidence. Come on, it's okay. You can go wrong. This is a classroom and you are here to learn.
Burden you pay and he's actually paying it. Like income tax, the burden is also you and you are actually paying. Like while indirect tax like GST, the restaurant pay burden, but you are paying the tax because you are actually availing the food.
Impact and incidence. खाली उतना 2 words if you can define. मतलब what do you mean by impact and what do you mean by incidence? Incidence means the person who is paying to the government. And impact means the person जिसके pocket से it is. Okay. Technically you were right, but we have to make it simple also, no? Inter है ना after all. Okay. What's your name? Spell it. Assam. Where do you live? अच्छा सब आजू बाजू में से आए, except you of course. Anything else about direct and indirect tax? In explaining you also gave the examples. GST वो restaurant वाला लेता है etc. ठीक है. But anything else? Because we have to keep it simple. हाँ बोल. That's an example. And indirect tax is regressive. How?
Because you are, irrespective of your income, you are charged the same amount of tax on a good.
So something that I told you sometime back when I was saying, if you buy a cloth, whether you can afford or you don't afford, you still have to pay that tax. In income tax, what will happen? If I have income, then from that only a proportion I have to pay. So if I don't have income, I don't pay. But in indirect tax, everyone, whether rich or poor, everyone has to pay. Indirect tax also contributes to inflation. Today, if we say that government should reduce petrol ka rates, I may not fight for it. Because petrol is something that only the rich consume. But the government should reduce diesel ka rates. Because diesel is consumed by transporters and diesel ka cost increasing means transportation of food grains, transportation of daily necessity ka item ka cost, transportation cost will be increased. So the cost has to be absorbed in the selling price. No? So that is why we have to see who is bearing the burden. If we have to go by the definition, you all gave almost everything that was required to keep it simple and to make you the writing part here. Direct tax is a tax which will be levied on the person. That means if I earn income, example, see, you said income tax now. टैक्स ऑन इनकम, इट इज एन एग्जाम्पल. गुड न्यूज ये है that this is the only direct tax that you have to learn for 60 as well as 100 marks in CFA. Because there was a tax some years ago called wealth tax. If you have accumulated wealth, pay tax. But this tax is now abolished in 2015. That was a direct tax. Your wealth, you pay tax. My wealth, I pay tax. But abolished now. There used to be a tax called gift tax. But now this gift tax is included, subsumed in income tax itself. Gift is a part of the definition of income for living income tax. Subject to certain exceptions. Say if your relative is giving you, that gift is not taxable. If you are getting gift because someone is dying by way of will or inheritance, that is not taxable. There is one occasion in life where even income tax has sympathy with you. Gift at the time of marriage is exempt. इनकम टैक्स को भी सिंपैथी है बेचारा. तो गिफ्ट इज नाउ इंक्लूडेड इन दिस टैक्स. सो ये सब एग्जांपल्स है. नाउ विद द हेल्प ऑफ दीज एग्जांपल्स लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय डायरेक्ट टैक्स इज द टैक्स ऑन पर्सन. इनकम टैक्स, आई अर्न इनकम, आई पे टैक्स. यू अर्न इनकम, you pay tax. You earn income, you pay tax. We all pay tax on our respective income. ऐसा कभी नहीं होएगा that you will earn income, I will pay tax. You will earn income, I will pay tax. My neighbor का wife will earn income and I will pay tax. No matter how cordial and good relations we share with each other, but she will earn income and I will pay tax. इतना good relation अपना किसी अपन मारवाड़ी इतना good relation we don't share with anybody that I will pay income tax on somebody's behalf. Never. So whoever earns income will pay tax. That means the person who has earned income from your own pocket, you have to pay tax. To give you an example, supposingly you have earned income of 100 and the rate of tax in your country is 30%. What is the rate of tax that I will teach you? Because income tax I only have to teach. Example. This may be right or may be wrong. We are yet to start our subject. Example. 30. To understand, I earned 100, that 100 went in my pocket and from that 100 only I am paying 30. So if there was no 100, there would have been no 30. The person who has this is also the person who will pay this. And that is why we say it goes from own pocket. Which was simple language. Actual proper technical languages, yes, impact and incidence on the same person. The person who is paying to the government is also the person from whose pocket this tax is going. And just one last thing, iska you will not get any compensation or return. That means, will someone reimburse or return or pay you the income tax that you have paid? Can you recover it from somewhere? No, it is gone. That is why the impact comes on your own pocket. You don't get any compensation for the same. Is that understood? But when we go to indirect taxes, which is not my subject, I don't have to teach, but I still want that you know the difference so that you know which law we are learning. Indirect taxes, as rightly said again by you, indirect taxes are taxes on goods and services. They are consumption based tax. Okay. So the person who is paying to the government will be different from the person who is bearing the burden of the tax. In the good old days, examples were VAT, CST, service tax, all of them. As of today, honestly speaking, this is the main prime example. Okay. Some are like, sir, abhi VAT and CST to delete, no? So I said some say so, okay, it is deleted. Not the case, not the truth. In any case, I'll explain where it is. Your favorite products. Bata kidhar? Kidhar? iPhone is your favorite product? Nahin. Alcohol. Petroleum products. Many years ago in India there was a law. Many years, matlab before GST came. In India there was a law called excise. Now, let me write this and explain a bit. Excise duty means every time you manufacture something, manufacture ke upar tax was excise duty. So I manufacture, I pay to the government. But the moment I sell the goods to you, I will recover the cost of goods plus the excise duty. On the sale of these goods, if it is within the state, government will charge VAT. Outside the state, CST. Means on this sale, government wants tax. I will not pay, I will take it from you. The person who is consuming these goods, consuming these services, is the person who will have to pay this. वैसे service tax भी था. But service tax I am not writing because service tax is merged here. Then why you wrote this, sir? Because VAT, CST, excise also merged. No, sir. Alcohol and petroleum products are still subjected to VAT, excise. All these duties are still levied. So, ये है दो on limited products, right now. I never said that they got abolished. People say, okay, sir, now GST covers everything. No, please. These taxes are there, but on very limited products. For everything else, GST will take care of it. Okay. We, as practicing chartered accountants, yeah, as coaching classes, used to have service tax. That I am not writing because service tax is merged now in GST. So whatever is the class fees, service tax ka rate in our country is 18%. So if I charge any client for the auditor, we have a firm, so we have a CA firm also. I don't have time at all, but my wife is also a chartered accountant as well as a company secretary. So practice ka kaam is majorly handled by her. We charge 1 lakh audit fees. That is my income. But on this service that I have provided, government wants tax on the value of this service. Which in service tax it used to be 15%. After GST today it is 18%. Coaching class fees also falls in the same service category. So 18%. So if you are paying 1 lakh fees in a coaching class, the poor coaching class is only earning 1 lakh. That extra 18,000 that you have paid, the coaching class is only acting as an intermediary. You are the consumer of service, whether the client or the student. Client in a practicing CA firm, student of a coaching class, you are the consumer. You consumed the service, or in goods you consume the goods, so it will be collected from you. We have to pay to the government, but not from left side पे क्या बोला? From your own pocket, not from own pocket. In income tax, nobody will compensate you, but here you pass on to the consumer. Whoever you have sold your goods or whoever you have sold your services, that person you charge the respective tax. That means, will you be compensated? Even if you are paying to the government, you will not pay from your own pocket. You have to pass it on to the consumer of goods, to the consumer of services. And this is where those words, progressive and regressive. Only if I have income, I will pay this. But there can be someone who has no income, but still wants vegetables at home, fruits at home. For that, transport charges have to be paid. Transport charges include the cost of diesel and the VAT paid by the transporter on the diesel. So we say that even the poor are made to pay taxes. They are indirect taxes. Rich will have income and then only pay tax. No income, no tax. That's direct tax. A progressive, regressive are only English words. We need to understand the meanings also. Poor person, very difficult to have family income, difficult to meet needs, but everyone wants to educate their children. If they go to a coaching class, the coaching class will pass on this burden to them. So they may not be paying any income tax because of not having much income in the family, but they have to pay this tax. That is indirect tax. So any tax, abhi aap isko impact and incidence bola. Your impact is coming on the service provider, the chartered accountant. He has to pay to the government. If there is any failure, any delay in payment, so the service provider, the chartered accountant or the coaching class will be liable for interest, fees and all. Because duty, responsibility, uska, but not from own pocket. So incidence is going on, someone else. So explanation is one thing, and just using technical words like impact and impact and incidence, वो अलग चीज, वो right था. I'm not saying that it was wrong, but we need to know the meaning also. समझा क्या? Okay. Sometimes ऐसा भी होता है that this payment you have received all inclusive. People have not paid you separate. दो एग्जाम्पल लेते। एग्जाम्पल 1, कोचिंग क्लास का फीस 1 लाख, तो स्टूडेंट मस्ट हैव पेड 1 लाख। 1 लाख, इस 1 लाख के अंदर वी विल हैव टू एड जीएसटी विच करंटली इन अवर कंट्री इज 18%. So the total that we will take from the student will be, from this 1,18,000, 1 lakh will be kept by the class and 18,000 will be paid to the government. This is the indirect tax, and on this 1 lakh ka income there is going to be income tax. This coaching class in its income will only show 1 lakh, no? This 18 also was collected, no sir, but collected and paid, it was not my income. I was only acting as an intermediary on behalf of the government. Government wants tax on my service. Now, whether I pay from my own pocket or I collect, but for indirect taxes, the trend, the system is to collect, pass on. You are the consumer, you pay. So, government is getting double tax, you see here. On this 1 lakh, they will charge income tax on the coaching class. And on this 1 lakh, they have also taken 18,000 from the student. डबल है, डबल। अनुराधा फैंस एक का डबल लिया ना, अंडरस्टूड और नो? एंड सेकेंड एग्जांपल, सपोजिंगली भाई सैलमॉन भाई, ओके, he goes and dances in the wedding of a rich industrialist. See, industrialist can spend crores of rupees and make anybody dance. Mukesh bhai, I think all his children are married, no? Now that third guy also married, no? बाकी Mukesh bhai wants, he can at any point of time tell मोदी जी तुमने गरबा करवा पड़ से, तो वो भी आके करेंगे, मुकेश भाई after all. But they wanted to avoid controversy that how can the country's leader dance at the wedding of an industrialist ka son. So they call Salmon bhai. Now Salmon bhai was busy on the footpath, but he got a call. Mukesh bhai ko no one can say no. He was busy killing people on the footpath, but you can't say no to Mukesh bhai, no? So he went. He said, I want to dance in, I will dance in Mukesh bhai ke bete ki shadi mein, they all dance free of cost because it is Mukesh bhai after all. But normally if you call, he'll demand 10 crore. That's his income. On this income, he will pay income tax. Correct? But on the same service, he is a service provider. He has to take GST. 10 crore ke upar 18%. That means, can I say 1.8 crore? Correct? So what is the total that he will collect? Usme se 10 Salman bhai will keep and 1.8 government. On this 10, he will pay direct tax and the consumer of goods or service will pay indirect tax. But sometimes what happens is, the industrialist, the consumer, the student, whoever is the receiver of goods or service says, "Bhai, I don't know all this. This is what I will give you. Total all inclusive, this is what I will give you. We don't believe in paying extra." Come on, we have all done this in our life. Gym membership में बोला, "ए bill मत देना." Someone like, "Sir, we did this in coaching class also." Did we? Sir, हमने तो कैश में फीस ली है, नहीं? GST, you did pay? Liars. Every coaching class has its own system. I work for multiple organizations across the country. तो सबका अपना अपना सिस्टम है. Some places clearly बोलता है no fee receipt. सीधा 18% डिस्काउंट. See, you are interested in the class or fee receipt to show to the world कि I joined this. ये क्या ज़ारा का शर्ट है क्या? तो बिल दिखाएगा लोगों को. And you are getting the class का facility, no? वो तो फीस एनरोल करने के पहले you trust the class or no? क्या ऐसा थोड़ी कि without fee receipt है मतलब they will stop you from attending class. No coaching class will do. Once you pay them, then they will allow you. Whether you show the fee receipt or no. They know you, no? And teachers so know their children anyways. Correct or no? तो ये all inclusive payment. If this is in cash, Obviously no GST. No income tax also, because there is no bill generated. But let's talk about a case where this 10 crore was paid in check. Extra nahi dunga main ji. The industrial is very clear. This is the total that I will give you. I will not give you anything extra for GST. Normally what happens? We pass on the burden, collect and pay. See, direct taxes from my income I have to always pay. But indirect taxes we pass on the burden. So in this case, the consumer refused to pay only. So Salman Bhai is like, sir, if he is not paying, so I will not pay. It does not work that way. This will come in your IDT ka syllabus. If I provide a service of 100 rupees, so I have to collect GST of. So what's the total that I collect? 118. Very good. 10 crore was what I proposed to provide. So obviously 1.8 karke I had to collect 11.8. But my consumer has refused to pay me this extra. Bola, I will give you total 10 crore. Will that make me escape income tax or GST? Cash hoega, so we are not discussing that. That is evasion. We are not recording that transaction. Okay. But we are talking about a case where the payment was shown. But the service provider is saying the consumer did not pay me extra, so I GST nahi dega. Will that help you to save GST? That's the question. No. We will have to do a reverse calculation like this. 10 crore is an all-inclusive payment, including 18% GST. So we call it the unitary method in maths. You can also call it cross multiplication. Or some people sing songs in accounts class and in other classes also. Tax mein to nahi, tax we have started today. Costing mein FM mein kabhi they sing songs. If 10 crore is 118, then 18 is how much? You've done that?
Yes.
Where? Very good. So abhi karo. Acha, you must have heard one more sentence, no? In CA exams, calculators are not allowed.
No, nothing like that.
So do you know this?
Yes.
What? In CA exams, calculators are not allowed. They are compulsory. Now, where did you hear this? We come from the same background. Karo re na, like, look, karo, calculate. If 10 crore is 118, so 8 crore 47. What is the third digit? 4758. 8.476. And what is 18? Abhi karna. ये magic थोड़ी है. The total has to come to 10 crore, no. This means that the total receipt of Salman Bhai, in this is the income of Salman Bhai. This will go in his income tax ka income. And this money he has to pay to the government. Whenever all inclusive payments happen, you have to do it using reverse calculation or unitary method or back calculation, reverse calculation, cross multiplication, whatever term in mathematics you use. All math students or SP also. All maths, you know this term, unitary method. Okay. So this is how we will calculate, but under all circumstances, the receiver of income has to pay direct taxes. And if one person is receiving the income, so badle mein to the other person I must have provided goods or services. No? You will pay me anything pocket mein. If you are paying me something, so in return I must have provided you something. The receiver of income will pay income tax and the receiver of goods or service in return has to pay that tax. But coincidentally, government ke saath dealing karne ke liye for both transactions, it is this guy only. Direct tax I will pay on this income. Yeah, the coaching class on this income. And indirect tax also I will only pay. Difference is only not from own pocket, pass it on to the consumer. That's the difference. A progressive, regressive, whatever you want to learn, that is not relevant because these are only fancy English terms, whether you use those words, impact, incidence, progress, regressive, till the time you understand the meaning of things. That what is direct tax? The person who earns from own pocket, no compensation. What is indirect tax? The person who is receiving the goods and service, that person will pay indirect tax. But not directly to the government, through the intermediary. So the person who is dealing with the government and the person who is bearing the burden are going to be two different people. That is why we call it indirect tax. One more logical reason for calling them direct tax and indirect tax. In direct tax, I pay to the government my tax. So my tax, direct payment to government. My tax, direct payment to government. In indirect tax, I pay your tax to the government. So you are paying tax to the government, not directly, through me, indirectly. You understood? Usko aapne impact incidence bola, nothing different. Correct or no? So the person who is paying from own pocket is paying direct tax, and the person who is receiving from other person and paying is paying indirect tax. I think we have had enough discussion on the meanings of direct tax and indirect tax. Then we can safely say that we have understood the two subjects that we have to learn as one paper of 100 marks in CA Inter and two separate papers of 100 marks each in CA Final. 300 marks from today. Start preparing not just for Inter but along with that Final also, because as far as I am concerned, every word taught in class is also a part of CA Final syllabus. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, we reach that stage of our life where we are done with all our introduction, right from introduction of faculty, study material, manner of learning, what books I am going to give you, everything we discussed. We are also done with introduction of this thing called tax as a subject, tax, and as something that we have to learn. Tax, what is tax, why government the constitutional authority, and also the difference between direct tax and indirect tax. At this stage, we actually start our subject. कौन सा? Direct tax applicable to CA Inter students. In CA Inter, we have only one law for 60 marks, that is Income Tax Act enacted in the year 1961. Before that also there was Income Tax Act 1922, but that got abolished and this got enacted. Same as Companies Act 1956 की जगह पे when we had Companies Act 2013, something same. So Income Tax Act. By the way, before 1922 also there was Lagan in India. Lagan was income tax. Income tax has always been there. If you earn income, you will have to pay tax. A portion of your income will always belong to the government. Or let me put it this way. Your income never completely belongs to you. The moment you earn income, government automatically is also earning tax. Your income का एक portion keeps on accruing to the government. We call it income tax. 60 marks के लिए we will be learning. This is only half of the Income Tax Act. Final CA के portion में भी indirect tax there is only one law, Income Tax Act. Not the other half. Those who were there since the beginning know this. Half of Income Tax Act is a part of inter syllabus, and in final it is not the other half. It is this half and that half. अक्षय कुमार ये 50 और वो 50 बराबर ना? डबल द साइज ऑफ सीए इंटरमीडिएट. ओके, उसको रिलैक्स करने के लिए या उसको इजी बनाने का ओनली ऑप्शन इज यू शुड नो ऑल दिस सो परफेक्टली नाउ दैट इन फाइनल ऑल दिस बिकम्स इजी फॉर यू. इज दैट क्लियर? चलो, क्यों टायर्ड है? ओके, ठीक है. वेलकम बैक आफ्टर द ब्रेक. सो वी हैव टू गो एंड लर्न द इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961. कैन आई से ये वो लॉ है विच इज एप्लीकेबल फॉर 60 मार्क्स एज वेल एज 100 मार्क्स लेटर. हाफ इन इंटर एंड अदर हाफ नहीं, फुल इन फाइनल. करेक्ट और नो? तो दिस इनकम टैक्स एक्ट का शुभारंभ इज गोइंग टू नाउ take place. Every law, like income tax, every other law, all the laws that you have studied in the past as well, they are divided into sections. Income Tax Act start hota hai with the section 1, and section 1 of income tax is same as section 1 of any other law for that matter, which gives us the title and commencement. This act will be called the Income Tax Act 1961. It will come into force blah blah blah. It is into force since 60 years now. So now why are you interested in knowing on which date it came into force? Correct or no? What is the name of the law? Income Tax Act 1961. Any law, ye income tax, any law, the section 1 will always give us the title and the commencement. Very clever. So, please, section 2, not in income tax, in all the laws, will give you. So, lot of things are defined, lot of things, most things, almost everything is defined in section 2. Today, you can't go and learn these definitions. You learn a section, in that section, there will be a term which you want to know, and that term then we will say this is defined in section 2. So, this is chapter specific. We will go and learn the definitions as and when we progress in our chapters. Section 3 defines something called your previous year. A very important concept, but meaning of previous year, you will be in a position to learn only after going and having a look at section 4. What is this thing called previous year? Going by the English terminology, previous means past, last, something like that. But that's not true. And how is this word previous different from the English normal term previous? That we will see as we go further in our portion. So we will learn previous year very soon. In these two, we don't have to learn anything right now. And then this takes us to section 4. Give it as many stars as you want. By the way, I told you class notes ka there are two ways. One is you yourself write while learning in class. Second is you take photocopy. When no one is writing, you can't take photocopy from anyone. I'll have one more option. Chahiye wo? Whatever I am writing, it's a tab. We are using technology. Here I have an option. Convert to PDF. Some are like, bas, ye chahiye humko. Ye ho jayega. Bas. We want this. हाँ दे देगा. Chill. This will be given to you. So no problem. चलिए. Section 4. Give it as many stars because this, ladies and gentlemen, is also called the charging section of income tax law. Income tax law ko this section makes operational. This is the section which says you have income, pay tax. You have income, pay tax. You have income, you have income. Whoever has income will pay tax. Who says so? Section 4. Section 4 is the governing section of the entire law. What we will write in section 4, we have to study that till our portion is going on. Till the last day. Till the last day, section 4 will go on. Till the last day. What is written here? I am going to write that. You will not understand. Because learning this section has to be done till the last. But still, what is this section saying? Income tax is payable. Which law are you learning? Which tax are you learning? So obviously, it is going to be payable only. Receivable. Okay. Government will pay you. Obviously, it will be payable. Any tax will be payable. By whom? Income tax will be payable by every person. You, me, everyone. Income tax will be payable by every person in each assessment year. So, when do you have to pay your income tax? In an assessment year. On the net taxable total income. You don't have to pay income tax on your income. Kya? Haan. You don't have to pay income tax on your income. You have to pay income tax on your taxable income. Every income which you earn, government does not want tax on that. Agriculture pe government does not levy tax. No? Not by choice, but because of the constitutional problem. Did we discuss that? There are some incomes on which government does not want tax. Agriculture is an example. So from the total that you have earned, you minus that, because on that we don't want tax. That will give you your Taxable income. Total income will contain everything. Remove what is not taxable. Because we want to calculate only our taxable. Taxable income also can be multiple sources. You can have salary, you can have rent, you can have interest, you can have dividend, anything. You don't calculate income tax on salary, then income tax on rent, then income tax on interest, then income tax on dividend. Income tax is levied on your total income, not on an individual income. There is no income tax for interest and then income tax for rent and then income tax for salary. Total. But on that total, from that total, you will first subtract. Kaun sa income? Which income? That income on which government does not want tax. In legal language, it is called exempt income. That means the income that you earn will be divided in two categories. Taxable and exempt. Taxable and exempt. If government wants tax, we will call it taxable income. If government does not want tax, we will call it exempt income. Exempt nikal ke, you are left with taxable. Take the total. And then they ask you to calculate something called net income. Once you take the total of all your incomes, no, we call it gross income. I'll make you write that, don't worry. We call it gross income. Sometimes our government wants to give you some tax benefits. For example, you are the only earning member of your family. If something happens to you, your family will have survival issues. So government is requesting, please take an insurance on your life. So that if you die, your family gets money. That is life insurance. How can you get life insurance? Only if you buy a policy. And for buying a policy, you will have to pay premium. Is that a personal life security that you are doing, a personal benefit that you are doing for yourself? Are you doing a personal benefit for yourself? Matlab yourself means including your family. That is what I am asking. Is that something that you are doing for yourself and your family? Are you providing any value to the government by doing this? No. But government wants to encourage. So government says, whatever premium you have paid, we will give you a deduction of that in your taxable income. Same thing we will do for medical insurance premium. Same thing we will do if you give donation to any trust. Are you contributing towards society ka development? We will give you the benefit. So government gives us something called deductions. When we added our incomes, that total is called gross income. After taking deductions, we get our net income. Income tax is not payable on gross income. Income tax is payable on net income. Can I say all these premiums that we are paying therefore will help us to reduce our tax liability? Because they are being subtracted from our taxable income. So we will have to learn this big calculation called net taxable total income. Income tax is payable by whom? Every person. When do you have to pay that? In each assessment year. On what? Obviously. Not on income. On taxable income. Not on taxable income. On the total taxable income. Not on the total taxable income, but on the net total taxable, net taxable total income, which you have earned during the previous year. And previous year is defined here, but only when you know this sentence, you will help yourself with the definition of previous year. So which tax we have to calculate? Income tax. This tax is calculated on which income? The name itself this tax is calculated on what amount? The name of the tax itself tells us. On what? On your income. But your net taxable total. Who will pay this tax? You. Every person will pay this tax. Every person who has earned that income. You or me, anyone. When will you earn the income? Previous year. And when will you calculate and pay the tax? So that way, if you observe, the charging section has made us highlight total 5 things, 1 thing in each line. Learning these 5 things is finishing your portion. I will start by teaching you the meaning of person. This is the first thing that I will. The person will earn income in the previous year and pay tax in the assessment. These are the next two concepts that I will teach. And then we have to go and learn how to calculate income and tax. I'll take you here. If we are going to learn income tax for 140 hours, 130 hours, 120 at least. In percentage terms, 90-95% of the time taken of your entire syllabus is how to calculate income. Calculation of income, because we don't have to just calculate income, we have to calculate our taxable income. Then we have to take the total. Then we have to learn the deductions also, because that will give me my net income. And then only I can come at that amount on which I will calculate my tax. Simple cheese, I am asking you. See, what happens first, income or tax? I'll explain the process. सबसे पहले you start with journal. Journal is converted into, very smart, then converted into final accounts will include your P&L and balance sheet. With the help of this profit and loss account, you will be able to calculate your net taxable total income, net profit, including all the various incomes which are taxable, not taxable, that will be computed with the help of your final accounts. And once you calculate the income on this, based on the rates of tax which are prevalent in our country, we can calculate the tax. This is the process that you have followed. You have reached till here. Last 2-3 years of your life. This is going to be our value addition. This is what we are going to learn now. Do you understand? When you become a CA, you have to do the same thing. Same process. Like this. That is the difference between a CA and a CA student. Sir, क्या बोल रहा है sir? I'll explain. How? We are Marwadis. One of our relative comes and tells us, this year I want to pay 5,000 rupees tax. The tax amount is decided. So for paying that 5,000 tax, how much income I should show? For that income, what should be the profit as per my accounts? For that, what should be my trial balance? Last May, based on that, we pass journal entries by showing traveling expense less, more. We delete some entries, we pass some entries. We follow the same process, but in reverse order. A CA is someone who knows the process of journal, ledger, trial balance, final accounts, NTTI and tax. A good CA is someone who knows the tax and accordingly makes the journal entries. That's the difference. So as a CA, you will have to know the process in reverse order also. But today kya, jab tak the batch is going on, you all are CA students. You all will first learn how to calculate income, because only when you have the amount of income, you will be able to calculate tax on that income. Yes or no? So we will learn calculation of income. On that income, we will learn calculation of tax. When we say income, it's not income, it's NTTI, net taxable total income. Or iske upar bhi calculate tax. That means, can I say these are the last two things? But before that, we have to learn what is person, what is previous year, what is assessment year. My calculation tells me that this will get over here only, today only. Person, previous year and assessment year will get over before today's lecture. And income and tax will go on for the rest of your syllabus. But you can understand section 4 only after everything is over. Okay. Why is this such a long process? Because we have to compute our income. Our income is divided in two categories, that is taxable income and exempt income. Exempt income means that income on which government does not want tax. Before we start learning calculation of income, we have to learn the first chapter which is going on right now. We call it basic concepts. In this basic concepts ka chapter, we learn the meaning of person. What is the significance of person in section 4? You have to pay income tax. Who has to pay income tax? What does section 4 say? Who has to pay income tax? Every person. So who is that person? Where is that defined? In the first chapter that we have. Likewise, what is the significance of previous year? Why is this important? Because this is the year in which what will happen? Income is earned. Income will be earned in the previous year. Then we will learn the meaning of assessment year in this chapter today itself. What is the meaning of assessment year? That year on which you have to pay your taxes. That's person previous year assessment year. Where is it covered? In the first chapter itself. Then in our chapter number 2, we will learn something called residential status and scope of income. I am not teaching this chapter right now. I am just giving you a little introduction of what is our syllabus, what are our chapters. Residential status. Okay. Here, our assessee will be divided in 2 categories. Resident or non-resident. This resident, non-resident does not depend on your citizenship. Some of your relatives who have shifted abroad, NRIs, non-reliable Indians. We are not talking about them here. Not those NRIs. Non-residents. NR as per tax is different. Why is it important? We have IPL every year in India. Players across the country come here to play that cricket matches. They earn income. Where do they earn income? In India. Do they? Do they get paid? The players, umpires, everyone? Yes, they earn income. That way they are outsiders. They have come here for limited period. Do they have to pay tax? I am not giving any answer. I am just raising a question. Answer is given where? In this chapter. That's one thing. And second, supposingly an Indian sportsman, because we are taking example of IPL, goes and plays any foreign tournament, plays, earns and returns. This income is earned in a foreign country. Do we need to pay tax on this? That's the second question. If I ask you a question like, I am working here in India, in coaching classes in India, I am getting paid in India, do I have to pay tax? I am asking you a stupid question. Obviously, you are from India and you earn in India and work in India, you get tax or you have to pay tax? Yes. If there is Barack Obama, who has now retired, and he has started his own farming in America, on that farming, does he have to pay tax in India? Like, it is like people across the world are earning income and do we make them pay tax in India? That question is only a stupid question. Correct or no? But when an Indian goes and earns outside, or when an outsider comes and earns in India, what is the scope? Which of them will be taxable? For that, we will classify the assessee into resident and non-resident and then decide what is taxable, what is not taxable. Residential status and scope of income. That's our second chapter, which will help us to decide. Indians have to pay tax on which incomes? Outsiders have to pay tax on which incomes? Will that help you in computation of this income? Supposingly Barack Obama has earned income in America. So we know that we don't have to make him pay tax. But I have earned income in India. We know that we have to make him pay tax. So while segregating our income into taxable and exempt, we need to have knowledge of residential status. So we will start with basic concepts, do residential status to decide which income is taxable for whom, and finally we will go to computation of income. So total income earned by the assessee will be divided into 2 categories. Which 2 categories? Taxable and exempt. First we will go and learn chapter number 3, exempt income. Those incomes on which government does not want tax. Exempt income. Is it important to know this? Because when you are totaling your taxable income, before applying tax, you minus these amounts. Correct or no? Once we do that, and by the way, when we are learning this, we have started NTTI. If you see the statement, we have to learn 5 things. Out of 5 things, 3 things are covered here itself. Now that we are calculating income, we have started NTTI. Chapter number 3 is a part of NTTI, things that we have to exclude. Now let's come to things that we have to include. That is our taxable income. Chapter number 4, there is a chapter called income from salary. Chapter 5, there is a chapter called income from house property. Chapter number 6, there is a chapter called profits and gains of business or profession. How do you know these names? Kidhar? Huh? Which portion? Acha, module ka portion. Very active students. Very good. There is a chapter called capital gains. Sometimes, not every day, but sometimes will you sell your assets also and earn profits on assets also? That's capital gains. We have chapter number 8, income from other sources. Orphanage खोला है income tax वालों ने. If you don't go anywhere else, so you come here. You don't go anywhere else, so you come here. That is income from other sources. So you do what? Take total of your incomes minus these amounts. Which amounts? Exempt income. And then the remaining income you classify into these categories. These, ladies and gentlemen, are very popularly known as the 5 heads of income. Income tax divides our taxable income into 5 parts बोल दो, categories बोल दो. But as a professional, from today till you become a CA and the rest of your life, you will call them the 5 heads. Heads matlab classification of your income into 5 different categories will be called as the 5 heads of income. Are you understanding? So we are still in NTTI. Do you understand? Already 6 chapters. But this is not your net income on which you have to pay tax. This is not even your gross income. Ab, iske baad, you will be having chapter number 9 called clubbing of income. Welcome to Chartered Accountancy. It's a Monday afternoon, not a Saturday evening. So sorry, expectation versus reality. This clubbing is not that clubbing. That came in your mind. Bad news. Ye clubbing kya hai? This clubbing is a case where you will be made to pay tax on income of other person. Kya sir? What did I say? My income I pay tax. Your income you pay tax. Your income you pay. Your income you pay. But neighbor's ka wife pay I will never pay tax, no matter how much love and affection we have between each other. But sometimes what will happen is, income of one person will be added in the income of another person. We say clubbed. I'll give you an example. I'm not teaching the chapter. Supposingly there is a minor child, which some of you all are even today. So minor pa pagal hai, akkal wakkal thodi uski. Minor does not have brains, so minor cannot have income. If minor has income, it means it is parents ka income. Minor ka income will be added in the income of parents. That is clubbing. So that's a part of computation of total income of parents, no? If I am a parent and my minor child is earning any income, so in my computation of income, I have to add that also. So you can do that only if you know the chapter, no? So that's clubbing. Then there is a chapter. Chapter 10. Set off and carry forward of losses. See, when you are doing so many activities and making some money, you're doing business, making money. Is it possible that one of your business you have suffered loss? So you have 2 businesses. You sell furniture and you made profit of 5 lakhs. And you also have electronic business where you suffered loss of 2 lakh. Jethalal has captured the entire market. You suffered, Jethalal nahi malum. It's okay. You have suffered a loss of 2 lakh. So the net income that you will offer to tax is, you will adjust the loss of 2 lakh against your profit of 5 lakh. 5 lakh ka income in furniture business, 2 lakh ka loss in electronic business, pay tax on 3 lakhs. One loss can be adjusted against another profits. Is it affecting our total income? It's a part of our NTTI. You understand why NTTI is so big? Why I said that? Why I said that NTTI will go on till the syllabus is going on. We have to learn this chapter. After doing the 5 heads and these 2 chapters, now we have arrived at our gross total income. So first remove exempt incomes. Then taxable को classify in heads. Add income of other person if clubbing is applicable. Take set off. And then we have arrived at gross income. Now, from this gross income, we will take our deductions. I gave you examples of life insurance, medical insurance and all. This is a chapter. Deductions under chapter 6A we call it. Chapter 6A. Chapter number 11. 6A means income tax is divided in sections. No? So likewise, it is also divided in chapters. Part 1 of income tax, basic concepts. Part 2, residential status. Part 3, exempt income. Part 4, the heads of income. So this falls in part 6A, chapter 6A. So we have, in our textbook, it is chapter number 11. That is where we have this. Deductions. आपको पता है, now after learning 1 plus 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 chapters, you have finally derived your net taxable total income. So 9 chapters to only understand this one term, net taxable total income. आप समझा क्या? Previous year person and assessment year will get over ऐसा comedy. 9 chapters for NTTI, and only after you calculate NTTI you will be in a position to calculate tax. You have brains? Unless it's a CA firm where tax is ready made and you have to do back calculation, illegal work, that's a different thing. Legally speaking, first income then tax. Today if I give you tax rates also, say India mein this is the tax rate, but if you don't have income you will not be able to use that. So what do you have to calculate first? After these chapters, chapter number 12 mein we will be taught the tax rates in our country. What are the rates of tax? Who will pay how much tax? We say every person, but how much? Person we will learn today, and what is the rate of tax of that person we will learn somewhere near our syllabus. When we are here, no, and learning tax rates, you can say that we are only 3 or 4 lectures away from our syllabus completion. So 35 lectures, may say 5-6 lectures if you remove, so remaining about 28 to 30 lectures are only income computation. Computation of income. Now all these chapters are repeated in CA final. Business profession comes for 14 marks, fixed question. Fix means fixed question in every attempt of CA final. You understood? So chapter 12 will be tax rates. After this, we have some small concepts which are a part of income tax and tested in massive detail when it comes to CA final. There is a concept called relief. Relief means they will reduce the tax that you have calculated. Whenever these garib bhikari words are used, no, relief, rebate, reduction, they all mean that we will reduce your tax. There is a chapter called AMT, alternate minimum tax. What is that concept? We will see. There is something called TDS, TCS. When one person is making payment to another, the payer will deduct some tax of the pay and pay it to the government. So what is that concept? Unless you know income and tax, you can't know all this. These are only chapters that I am naming. This is the portion. This is the syllabus. If I have to tell you what are these chapters that I am talking about, so these are the chapters that we have to study. Here we will complete our tax calculation. Then there is relief, AMT, we have TDS, TCS, advanced tax, and finally we have this chapter called return filing. Do you know your own income when you earn it? If you earn your income, do you know how much you have earned? Yes. And obviously, the assessing officer of the income tax department, he will come and check every day in your house, no, how much you have earned. नहीं, every day. ये बताना आजकल. नहीं. You know your income, but he does not know. You will have to tell him, sir, this is my income, this is my tax. How will you do it? WhatsApp. Hey bro, long time no see. This is my income bro, tax it bro. No? How will you make him pay? How will you communicate? You have to fill up a form. In that you have to give all the details of your income and submit. That form is called income tax return, also known as return of income. You give all the details. Whether you have shown it right or no, that he will do investigation. But investigation is in CA final. We call it assessment procedure. Search and seizure, which illiterate people call raid. It is search and seizure. All that is a part of CA. Interest stops here. Usme bhi, these chapters, they don't ask too many questions because all this is, TDS is the biggest chapter of CA final in terms of size. TDS, assessment procedure, all this. Some minor rough provisions they have kept in. Enter ka portion. These are the chapters that we have to study, and here we lay down the roadmap of what we have to do in the coming days. But for us, the Gita, Quran, Bible, Agam, Guru Granth Sahib, whatever you want to follow, will be section 4. Because every time we finish a concept, हमने start किया. Person. Every person has to pay income tax. That's the first thing. We have decided that that's the first thing. See, we have to learn all of this. We can learn in whichever order. We decided person. चलो person हो गया. Next क्या? तो come and check. Then go and learn previous year. Next क्या? तो go and learn assessment year. Next entity start होएगा. It will never get over. We will get over. It will not get over. Because more than 90% of the time will be consumed, as I have shown you this demonstration by writing down the chapters. 9 chapters out of total 18 are income computation. Is that clear? So that is going to be the things that we will be studying in the coming days. Today being the first lecture, jao maja karo. Enjoy yourself.